Authentic sports, entertainment, something for the old, something for the new, something for everybody in between. We leave nothing untouched. We are Spoon 107.5 FM. From the top of Wologisi to the beaches of Maryland, we cover Liberia like nobody else does. This is Spoon 107.5 FM.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand with the spoon. And your boy, right at the South man. On the beach.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of the spoon, spoon television. Spoon, I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you and know. The children right for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Morocco, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah. To spoon. Yeah. To spoon. You from Fajama, Maryland to spoon. Yeah. To spoon. If you eat my congratulate my brother to spoon. You got a small TV, you got a small radio to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a notion of it, to spoon. Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What you want? Yes, everybody. TV. Yes, what you want? Spoon TV. Spoon Spoon entertainment. To the spoon, yes, information. To the spoon, to be blood, spoon, spoon, television. Spoon, radio station. Spoon, television.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand with the spoon. And your boy, right at the South man. On the beach.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of the section. Spoon, spoon television. Spoon, I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you and know. If the children cry for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, don't just spoon. You want to know what is happening, my brother, don't just spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just don't just spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, don't just spoon. Yeah, don't just spoon. Yeah, don't just spoon. You from Fondema, Maryland to Tosco. Yeah, to Tosco. If you eat my regular, my brother to Tosco. You got a Sport TV, you got a Sport Radio to Tosco. Yeah, to Tosco. You want to get a news update to Tosco. Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? If I got it, TV. If I got it, TV. Ba. Skibidi dabado.
After 7 p.m. here in Liberia. Today is Sunday, the 21st day of June 2026. My name is Diamond Slanger. Wherever it is you're listening to us from, a pleasant welcome to you. Those of you listening to us across Liberia via Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric 101.1, Voice of Liberia 101.1, and a host of other stations relaying us all across Liberia. We also live on social media via our various social media handles, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, Super TV, or better still, if you're a lover of YouTube, you can find us on YouTube. Our YouTube handle is Spoon Talk. Tonight is a special edition of One-on-One with the CEO. Tonight's edition features the current Chief of Staff in the office of the former President, Dr. George Manewia. That's Honorable Land Eugene Nangbe. At one point in time, Information Minister, Republic of Liberia, and one point in time, Commissioner of Maritime, Republic of Liberia. But his current portfolio is the Chief of Staff in the office of former President, Dr. George M. Weah. Discussed tonight on the show. Trending national issues to feature as well on the program. So let me say hi to Zembonyu Tobe following us, as well as Emmanuel Gay watching us from Bernard Farm Community. Hope you're doing great, Emmanuel Gay. Isaac Smith is watching us from Morocco, as well as Christiana Pello Carter says, good evening. I'm following you from Partnersville Estate behind Area F. Prince Gay Wombe is following us as well, says, I'm here to listen to the Fireburn Eugene Len Eugene Nangwe, either of the two. Let's take this other person. Elijah Joe Zewe says, I'm watching from Buchanan Highway. Tom C. Boyu is also following us. Alain Yondwe, if I got that right. Michael Godwin Johnson is watching us from Bonja, Painesville City. Otello Dillon is watching from Boston. Raf Pope is following us, as well as Oscar Ziagbe usually follows us from Nimba County. Aki George Wule from Logan Town. Jordan Sekou V. Dule is watching us from Kwaruboni District there in Lofa County. James Yandebolo Koli says, Happy Father's Day, Stanton Witherspoon. I'm watching from Monserrato County District number 2. Regina Bangura says, good evening, Spoon, Sapo, and Koti. Says, I'm watching from New Georgia Estate. Abraham K. Gurali is following us from Ganta City, Nimba County. The list is a very, very long one. Augustine Tapia from Kakata, Alfred Sengu, watching us, Mark Richard Ule. River says that's Grand Cess King is following us from Grand Cess City, Grand Crew County. William Hoff via YouTube, Isaiah Guer, Otis Guer. Whether Isaiah Otis, you guys, are you guys related? One Guer to another? You know Shannon Guer of Spoon Network, DJ SNW, like relation to. Miwase Jackson Vey is watching us as well. So go to the phone lines. Let us know, what do you anticipate? What's your anticipation? What's your expectation as we feature the one-time Minister of Information, one-time Maritime Boss, Republic of Liberia. Now he is the Chief of Office Staff in the office of the former president, Dr. George Manning. What's your expectation? You have high expectation. What do you hope to hear from him? He's a stalwart of the opposition CDC as well. What do you expect? What do you anticipate? What do you wish to hear from the former maritime boss and current Chief of Office Staff there in the office of former President George Manning? We are opening the phone lines 0777 1075 0555 101075. Tonight's program is also going to be, time short one is going to be short because we just did 2 hours of the program tonight, and it's going to be exclusively in conversation with Len Eugene Nangwe. 0777 1075 0555 101075. And for those of you watching us, I'll pin a WhatsApp number on the screen. You can use this WhatsApp number to call in as well to let us know what's your expectation featuring Len Eugene Nangwe tonight on the program. Let's take this first person on the line, and we'll take subsequent callers as well. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers around the world, both home and abroad. Wish you all the best. May you keep on doing what you do. Fathers are extraordinary figures, not just that kind of stuff. We're talking about real fathers, whether you have a biological child or children of your own, or you play a fatherly role to a kid or to children in your community, wherever you are, and you play that fatherly figure, that fatherly role. We say Happy Father's Day to you. Let's take this first person on the line. Hello. Hello. Okay. We'll replace you with this person here. Hello.
Thank you very much. Good evening, my brother.
Yes, sir, live. Please go ahead. What's your expectation? Len Eugene Nangwe on the show tonight. What do you expect to hear from him?
Thank you very much. My anticipation tonight, I want him to discuss the status of our country and to clearly articulate on the issue of the drugs bust in Nigeria. That all of us who are foreign to know will be able to be informed, to be able to disseminate the information.
Thank you.
And I know you will do it to the best of his ability. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. 0777 1075 0555 101075. The WhatsApp number is also pinned on the screen for those of you watching and wanting to contribute as well. Let's go back now to the phone lines and take more calls. But again, we say Happy Father's Day to you, wherever it is. If you're a father, whether you're a biological father, whether you play a fatherly role to kids that are of your own or not your own, whichever way, a special Father's Day to all of the fathers here on the Spoon Network, Spoon Talk, and all of the fathers here within the employees of the Spoon Network as well. Hello.
Hello.
You live. Kindly go ahead. Len Eugene Nangwe tonight. What do you expect?
Yes, Oscar Zigbe. I'm calling from Gompa City.
Oscar, how are you, my brother?
How are you doing?
I'm good.
I expect for you to speak in the interest of Liberians, how the opposition will unite to move the country forward. You should speak like a leader. You should not attack personality. And you should speak so unity can come into the CDC.
Thank you. Thank you, Oscar. Let's take this person via the WhatsApp line. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
You live. Let's hear you out. What's your expectation? Len Eugene Nangwe, former information minister, chief of office staff.
I'm Jaro Yema, calling from Frenchtown, Rhetoric County.
How are you?
Yeah, let's go and come.
Okay. Let's hear you. What's your expectation? Len Eugene Nangwe on the show
Yeah,
tonight.
my expectation is that we expecting the mayor to come up since they left the office, the presidential office, since they left the office to tell all how many projects they have been carrying and undertaking. Yeah, that what we are expecting tonight to tell all the highlights on how he's taking care of the palace, the palace, also the president, the former president, how he taking care of the Palestine.
Oh.
All the project they were doing, all they start with the project.
All right. You want to know all the project and everything, huh? All right, Chief. Thank you.
Yeah, the one that I'm finished. What are they already start or they have a plan to complete it before 2029?
Oh, but man, all right, I hear you. But Eugene Nangwe is not in the current government talking about completing project they started, whether they reach 2029. Well, you know how best you wanted to make your thought known. All right, so as we wish you Father's Day, we also want to say a pre-birthday shout out to Rosemary McKeever of the Spoon Network. Tuesday, we've been informed, it's your birthday. We wish you all of the best, Rosemary, as you age with grace. So pre-birthday shout out to you, Rosemary McKeever of the Spoon Network. We'll go back to the phone lines, 0777-101075, 101075. Hello?
Hello, I'm George.
Yes, here you are.
Yeah, I know we are expecting many things from them, because we know that they were the government are just changing from there on the craziness. But you asking more things about us. We know that there's good things coming for us from two. Yeah, we want that many things will happen to them that will come by 2029. I know that we will say more things for us to relax ourselves.
All right.
You know.
Thank you.
Okay.
So you expect Eugene Nangwe to come out and bring the relaxation therapy for seditionists and to assure them that it will be coming back 2029. All right. 0777-1075, 101075. The WhatsApp number is there as well. Let's take this next person. Hello. 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 Okay, we lost that person. We'll replace you here with this other person here. Hello.
Hello.
You live. Kindly go ahead.
Yeah, this is Mr. Weir F. Johnson calling from district number 16.
Go ahead, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, actually, I just want to apologize to Eugene Nangwe and his past government CDC. Now we did a wrongful thing by putting the wrongful government in. And also, I want for Eugene Nangwe to do all the sector of the current headquarters that have been built in the absence of being a government that CDC is building. They do all this, the sector of the headquarters.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Go back to the phone lines. Now the WhatsApp number is there. For those of you watching from overseas and even from Liberia, like my brother who called from River G County because he's watching, and he called to make his point known. You know what happened? Those who can do the rerun committee, those who can watch after the program is over, they will be calling around 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. Call Nana. So if you're watching the rerun, so let me make this announcement. If you're watching the rerun of the show, please do not call because the number is on the screen, because what you're watching is a repeat. You know, you going back in time to watch. So if you're calling, you won't get anybody to pick your calls. I beg you. So please note that. Yeah. Let's take this next person on the line. Hello.
Yeah. Good evening, my brother. Thank you very much.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, thank you. I'm Inspector Mohammed. And I call from Town Coast Studio, Winter Committee, member of Consent, like member just. What I'm expecting tonight from Land Eugene Nangwe, for Land Eugene Nangwe to deconstruct the many lies that were told over the years against our government, such as President Weir was responsible for the drugs. And today we are seeing like $3 billion war for drugs. Many of these lies that were told against the likes of Samuel Tuer, the likes of Jealousy Tamakuchi, and so I want to deconstruct this lies tonight to give us the very explanation and the real story behind the lies from the Unity Party over the last 8 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. The WhatsApp number is on the screen, so you can use that number to call in. Let's take this next person here. Hello.
Yo, Damo, what's up?
Good, Dada. How yourself?
Okay. My name is Jackson. Tell me, I call you from Crown Hill.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just I know we expecting Eugene Nambe today in studio with the CEO, but I was showing him on my Facebook page. I saw some few handful of cities drop here right here in Green Gilet. I don't know they have a celebration there. So
You want to answer that question too?
No. Why I want for Eugene Nambe to tell me to know why I want here for him to know is that they just tell me the road condition because you know we're in June and the rain falling, so they just can't tell how the road condition looking like because
the road to go where now?
To go Green Gilet.
Yeah, you can't go there too and go find out for yourself. Thank you for
no, I want to set the road.
If you want to know the condition for yourself, you don't carry go. You go Green Gilet and go to your own fast funny. Leave people alone. That's what feels to DJ choppy all the time. 077771075 055101075. Michael Bobby Bull, how are you doing? How are you doing, sir? Hope you're doing wonderful. Happy Father's Day to you. Where is look up problem? I really watch it from Philly. No, Philly. Lily. Rosemary Lily, yeah. You're watching from Philly. Let's take this next person on the line. Hello? Hello, you're live on the line. Okay, we lost that caller there. 077771075 077101075. The WhatsApp number is also on the screen. You can use that number to call if you're just joining us. Our guest tonight on the program is the former Information Minister, Len Eugene Nangbe, former Maritime Commissioner, Republic of Liberia, and current Chief of Staff in the office of former President Dr. George Manenwia. He's a leading figure in the opposition community, a CDC stalwart, and he's going to discuss a lot of issues trending in Liberia. What's your expectation, though? What do you look out for? What are you hoping to hear from Len Eugene Nangbe? Hello?
Hello?
Your name and where you calling us from?
I'm Flomo calling from Magdalene.
Go ahead, Flomo.
Yeah, I just want to ask you what are the party headquarters? The party headquarters will host us. Because the many people that are coming over, the party headquarters looks small for us. Then please answer that question for us. What I will host the team that coming again for the 2029. That's all I want to know.
Why the ground big enough for you, eh?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, let's take another person here. 077771075 055101075. Hello. All right. Hello. You're live on the line. Please go ahead.
Yeah, this is the best and I call from Banja.
Go ahead.
So I'll be expecting the honorable man to discuss the country for Vision 2030.
All right, thank you. Vision 2030. We'll take the next person here. Hello.
Hey, Damon, how are you?
I'm fine, boss man.
All right, calling from North Carolina. My name is Andy Hodge, calling from North Carolina. Hey, Damon, there will be no new message. You don't have nothing much to say.
When you said there'll be no new message, what do you mean?
I mean, you did not have nothing to say, brother. You have nothing much to say. You're going to repeat the same thing. They repeat the same thing. They left nothing behind to come for. They didn't change anything for 6 years. They sat there, they stole everything. Let them drive on Grand Children and see how good is that road now. They don't have to pass the Africans no more. So CDC is not coming back to power. They just pretend.
All right, thank you. So you say you got nothing to say, eh? All right. Let's take this next person on the line. Hello? Okay, so we lost that caller there. Jacob Daniel says, hey, that when the guy that said he's from Philly could be right. There's a place in Maryland. That guy saying Washington for Philly, Jacob. Like Rosemary McKeever, like Jeff Ray, she don't say she Washington for Philly. That's what I'm saying. Oh, there's a place in Maryland called Philadelphia too, eh? Okay, maybe that's where she Washington from. But pre-birthday shout out to you, Philly Rosemary. And the numbers remain 077771075 055101075. Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, so you're live. Please go ahead. What's on your mind? Eugene Nangbe, our guest tonight. What do you expect to hear from him?
This Rubicon, and I call from my Ghana Rebel this evening. Whenever the B52 is coming on radio, he bring on message, he bring on knowledge, he teaches moral lesson, and that's why whenever he's coming, you will see the ruling establishment will be so panicked because the man is coming. When he comes, nobody is there to question his ability. Okay. Because they don't have the ability of him to be questioned, they are afraid. So the man will come and bring on issues. But they are following him, and he will bring on issues. B52, he is coming to tell them what they are wrong and their mistake. That's what they want to hear. That's why the man is coming. They will no longer question him what he will say in this country. Thank you, because they are failed. Thank you. So you're waiting to hear from the B52, eh? The B52 is coming, and that's why we all expect to follow him. That B52, thank you. Okay.
Wow, the B52 Scar Fortress bomber. Me, I don't know. Let's take this next person here as a B52. Thank you. All right, let's take this person on the line. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine. My name is Adam Smith Jr. and I'm calling from Morocco. I would like for the honorable man to talk about the alternative plan for 2029.
Is that gonna play?
The alternative plan for CDC 2029.
Oh, the alternate plan for CDC. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, the man wants to know the alternative. What kind of new plans the Congress has got for 2029? So I do see the lead moderator, Mr. Witherspoon, is getting set. I do see Len Eugene Nangbe is in the background as he's been for a little while. And moments from now, this conversation will begin. But as we gearing up for this conversation, what is your expectation? What do you anticipate to hear from Len Eugene Nangbe? There are those who are saying, tell us the message that CDC is going to come up with for 2029, the alternative message, change for hope pass. Is it hope for change or time for hope? Or the way UPQ and rescue, they want a revival, what will be the new message? There are those who are interested in knowing how big is the party headquarters? Is it going to host the sea of seditions when they come and they gather? Or what we'll be doing, where we'll be gathering? There are those who want to know, tell us, what projects did the CDC initiate? Those projects were they completed and the rest. There are those who also have said, he's got nothing to say. But we still have got minutes before the conversation begins. Let's go back to the phone lines and hear from Liberians home and abroad. What do they expect? Hello?
Hello.
Your name and where you calling us from, boss?
This is Albert Kemuka in Carwell. What I want to know from Eugene Nangbe, they have to have 4 that one going to destroy under their regime. I will want to know who destroy it and why they not repair it. And secondly, the B-52 is coming. I'm telling my family now to pack their load. Because B-52 is a destructive weapon that was used in Afghanistan. It was used in Iraq. So if someone tell me about B-52 now, as I speak, my load is in a wheelbarrow.
But you get time to push me back, then you're going to put a load in your head.
Well, I push it as soon as I read here the border. Apart from a Ruby Cannon Punata in village, I will rest. Thank you.
Thank you. There you go. Put the TV bar. Let's take this next person. Hello, you're live. Please go ahead.
I'm going to speaking from Paris.
Okay, go ahead, Chief. Speaking from the city of love.
Yeah, for me, you be coming on air to speak on national issue for me is a big waste of time because you is one person who has served in almost all of the ministries in Liberia, and he was there under Jowia, and they messed up all of the system. He was there. So what's true? He come and say to us that is surprising to us. Nothing else they come and say.
All right.
So it's a big waste of time. Serious big waste of time.
Thank you, my brother.
Serious big waste of time. So there's nothing coming say strange to us. Big waste of time. They are the one that looted our country. Seriously looted our country.
All right. Thank you for
that's what I
calling
can say, Diamond.
Thank you for calling. Huh? Au revoir. Au revoir. Miss my lady French now. No. Let's take this next person in line. Hello, your name and where you calling us from?
How you doing, Mr. Snaga?
Super, Tata, how are you?
Super. You rated the first Snaga and your brother first Snaga?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my best friend anyway. But
nice.
Yeah, I'll just call talking, saying he packing his stuff, leaving. Like, but when he not packing stuff to leave for the 90 million jobs right now, this guy don't want to damage our country, Damo. But anyway, I'm calling from Iowa.
Okay.
Yeah, me and your brother person with your best friend. Yeah, I'm calling from Iowa.
That's nice. So what do you expect from Eugene Nangwe tonight on the program?
Our caller said he coming with B52, he coming with B58. So he come on heavy weapon.
You're taking our control. You're coming on 52 and 58, man. You're taking our before you come.
The government power. The last too much. All right, bro. Take care.
All right. People that coming with all kinds of weaponry, coming with B52, B58, Raptor, Reaper, all that kind of thing. Will pick you. We can system on that. Let's take this next person here. Hello.
Hello.
You live on the line. Go ahead, please. Eugene Nangwe.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Damas Nanga. What I do expect for the interview today or tonight are two key factors, are two key things. Before I introduce myself, my name was Teacher Scopa and I call you from Sokrini. What I do expect for the interview tonight, there are two things. One has to do with the branding of the investigation of the past regime as being branded as witch hunting, and also the interview will solely center around the 19.2 million.
Okay.
Nothing else so far. They will focus on 19.2 million and witch hunt. Just follow the interview. That's the only thing they are anticipating to actually to achieve today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting in your point. I do see the lead moderator just in wonderful Kosu, yeah. Chiso, welcome for a seat today on the show. My people, if I see you, I see. The way you wear that Gobu Jana reminds me of my interview with the Solicitor General Counsel at Augustine Fire. He said, wait, let me wear my Gobu. Oh no, but you take it off for one, eh? But that was the thing. You don't need bam. Tell her Rambo wash no. Where the thing? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, Boom Breaker, the bluffer of our time. But you muted. I think you muted. I'm not hearing you.
No, I said when you get Eugene coming on, you gotta look at the meat bar man.
But where the meat bar cheers now? Don't take it on. Don't take it on.
Yeah. So Dama, how you doing? Dama? How you doing? You gotta look like a meat bar man. You gotta present yourself well because Eugene is a meat bar man. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the beautiful edition of Spoon Talk. We're glad you're with us today. Dama, what's up?
Are you feeling the goggle that you're wearing? The Zigo that you eat?
We in pure Zigo.
Yeah.
We in pure Zigo. Yeah, we have to be in Zigo.
Yeah, you don't come fire, yo.
So.
You see the pro way, glass when you see where it goes to a fade time when you can't show him and knows that fire, yo.
So. But Dama, happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to all the men celebrating the Father's Day. We are blessed to be here. We are so super. We are blessed. Thank God for everything. Thank God for all of you guys as you join us today to have a wonderful program. Special edition with Eugene Lee Nangwe, the former maritime boss, former information minister, chief of staff to the former president George Manen Bakubwe Opon, James Aisa Diba. We are, no. I messed it all right. Not James Aisa Diba.
He left the top. Yeah, he left all I want to call.
Yeah, I want to call it full name. But the thing is that, listen, though, Dama, where we are today is a wonderful day. Happy Father's Day to you. I know you struggling with those hot-headed beginner. Every day I hear you cry, yelling on them. And they don't bring the beginner. The beginner say, when you bring at my home, that's all they're saying. So don't blame the beginner. When you really bring the Oma home, the Oma will take care of them. But for now, the beginner. Well, you know, somebody says, see you, why you in blue? What blue got to do with something?
Coincidentally, you in blue. You a job. You make mistakes. You.
No, but I found out they're off it. I mean, what blue got to do with something? What blue got to do with something?
Different pose.
Huh?
Who you sending? Which one?
No, but what happened? I wear blue, so what?
Today, that blue day, eh? The show.
Yeah, but that's my Father Day off it though. I had this thing set up since 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah. So, you know, my wife wore a yellow dress with a blue strap in it. So it matches the tie and the pocket shape. So I had to wear it. Is that something? I mean, I don't know, Dama. Is that something though? Is that something you telling me? That's something I need to know?
I don't think it's something, but people entitled to their opinion and their views, but I personally don't feel it's anything.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about the blue thing you're trying to get me, right? I think it's just a dress code for today. Yeah. I want to welcome all of you. I don't know what Dama's saying. Blue is for what? So I'll wear green tomorrow, wear purple the other day, and yellow the other day. So the whole week out. But let's have a wonderful. Huh?
So the blue doesn't count. The blue part of the paraphernalia for the show. Yeah.
Exactly. But we're having Eugene on Dama. Something is happening though. The former maritime boss, former information minister, is here today that we can have some serious discussion on national issues in the country. A lot of stuff is happening. Most importantly, the drugs related. I want to say to all of you, join us tomorrow. We got bombshell. We got breaking news tomorrow on this drugs issue. We got information you have never heard. And listen to me, you have never heard of. We have documents that you have never seen. We will be sharing it with you tomorrow. From the horse's mouth. No, ear have not heard, eyes have not seen, right? What we will share with you tomorrow. You must join us tomorrow. It's a breaking news, a big bombshell. It's something that will make or break this case. When people on recording, you will hear it. On paper, you will see it, and it will shock you. We got everything tomorrow. And today I can also announce that I spoke to Oscar Brown. Oscar Brown in the whole drugs case, you know, it's something, Dama, that he and myself talk every day. What Oscar Brown is saying, the nation have to hear it. But we are speaking with Eugene Lane Nangwe. Monday,
make you hungry for Monday's show.
Yeah, you have to be hungry. And then Tuesday, surprisingly, Dama, I think you got my flyer. Wilma Pay, the former Mines and Energy Minister, Wilma Pay. Guess what happened, Dama? He coming on the show on Tuesday. Wilma Pay want me to announce that he coming on the show on Tuesday. Everything that led to his removal and everything that you never heard Wilma Pay about to say, what happened between Wilma Pay and UP and Jeremiah Queen. So the whole week going to be a basic week. So ladies and gentlemen, whatever you are, share the show right now. You got to share the show. We're going to have that. Listen, it's been almost a year or so since I spoke to Eugene. So today would be a fire one. Share it. Let's have fun. Damon, are you ready? We're going to welcome the former minister, the former commissioner, the chief of staff to the former president, Dr. George Manek Bakube, Opon Tape, Joseph Fanokon, and the rest of the name you know, George Manawea. Let's welcome the former minister. Welcome to the show, Minister Eugene Lane Langwe, Commissioner Eugene Lane Langwe, Chief of Staff to the former President Lane Eugene Langwe. It's good to have you, my friend. Welcome, sir.
Can you hear me now?
You are very loud and clear, sir. It's all good to have you right now.
I just want to say thanks for the opportunity to have this exchange and to utilize your platform. So I'm pleased to be here today. And hello to Diamond, hello to you, and hello to our audience, far in here, for us to have this conversation about our country.
Yes, sir. We have a lot to discuss today. We hope 2 hours can manage it, no interruption. There will be no pre-analysis or post-analysis. We have begun the show. We will go straight into the conversation, question, answer. We'll give you enough time to answer Liberia. Whom at abroad, Liberians want to hear you. The entire Republic of Liberia want to hear you. Liberians all over want to hear you. This thing about CDC, this thing about opposition, imposition, and opposition, this thing about drugs in our country. The vision of President George Ronald Weah, the former president, as most people anticipate that he's coming back. Coming back for what? A lot of people ask the question. Who is he coming with? Why is he coming back? And again, we're going to just dig deeper into this thing. Who else to talk to than the Honorable Man, Lane Eugene Nangwe. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Damon and myself, as I said, we do 2 hours with the minister, former commissioner, and then we hope today you can take away something. If we do have time, we'll give you the chance to ask questions. If not, you can catch us tomorrow. We got a lot of breaking news for you, a bombshell for you tomorrow, on recording, on paper. We will share it with you, and I can promise you again, we do believe Oscar Brown will join us tomorrow. But right now, we are talking to Lane Eugene Nangwe. The Honorable Man, it's good to have you. Let's give you the time to tell the Liberian people, why are you here today? Why have you accepted our invite, sir?
Well, because firstly, as somebody with media background myself, you know, I always subscribe to the theory from one of the well-quoted political media writer, Michael Parenti, who said that freedom of the press actually belongs to one who owns one. You know, so that it shows respect for the media, you know, whatever platform, whether you have disagreement with the editorial policy of that particular media entity or not, you know, the platform affords the opportunity for interaction. And I accepted the invitation so that we could discuss issues about Liberia, you know, and so that I can propound my views and also the views of the political institution from which I hail, the Congress for Democratic Change, and to give insights into some of the questions that you already started asking about former President Weah, you know, what is his vision and how is he getting ready to make another run for the presidency, how the party itself is getting ready, and then to also discuss the current situation in the country, you know, the dire situation in the country that needs to be discussed, not just the drugs issue, but the economic issue, the issue that is so glaring now of how all of the lies that were told were just that lies, and how they are continuing to repeat some of the lies and to embellish things so that people can, with the hope that they can confuse Liberians. But, you know, I know Liberians are seeing through all of the chicanery of the UP government. Also discuss some other important issues, including, you know, the threat to our democracy, how the current regime is misusing power with bad governance, trying to use the power of the executive to suppress dissent and to harass political opponents, to try to, as Mr. President said, President Barker said in 2024, to try to erase the CDC. I don't know how far he's gone with that. The CDC doesn't even look close to being erased. We are building from strength to strength because of the nature of our party. So all of those things, and I'm here to discuss each and every issue, any and all issues that you think will be proper for us to interact about, you know, so that the Liberian people can get a perspective from our standpoint.
Thank you very much, Minister. Let's get into CDC. I mean, how CDC done so far? Your party, your organization, most people think that the party is weakened by the day. Since they removed you guys from the party headquarters peacefully, there was no violence. You guys walk out. As per the court ruling, we don't even know who's your party chairman is right now. Jangako is MIA. What's going on? Bring us up to speed. What is within the CDC arena right now that Liberian people need to know?
Well, firstly, I'd like to say that the CDC is in a stronger place now than we were in 2023 when we lost power. We have been building from strength to strength, in spite of the very deliberate efforts by the government led by President Boakai, who in 2024 said and told his lieutenants that he will erase CDC from the political map. Has he succeeded? No, he's so far from it that I think the only thing that is being erased now is the UP. The architecture is dismantling. Their coalition is crippled, and we're building from strength to strength. And our chairman is not missing. He's very active. As an opposition political party that is facing so much anti-democratic attacks, we have really refocused our efforts in building ourselves in all of the counties, engaging. For example, if you realize, we just appointed Janji Bakwe recently to head Bassa, and he's been building and building and building, and at the grassroots levels and also at the middle level. There's a whole ongoing exercise engaging our coordinators in Montserrat County. So we are constructing our grassroots architecture so that then we can conclude that with our national convention that we are planning for sometimes later on towards the end of this year. So
but let me just push a little bit, right? Let's talk about your party chairman. We got to start walking slow, and then we're going to get into the juice. You are not going to keep Janga though. You guys, we are hearing that McGill is coming on as the next chairman for this party. McGill that gave you victory 2017 is coming back, believing that he will give you guys victory 2029. Am I correct?
Senator McGill is a very strong member of the CDC. He's very well respected. And in fact, he is the chair of the CDC Legislative Caucus. And he has a right to put himself forward when we have the convention. We're looking at November, but the details will be made public. But because there are partisans, McGill has not told anybody that he wants to be chairman of the CDC again, but there are partisans who want him. There are other partisans who want Janga. And this is the beauty of the CDC. We're going to go to a national convention. The CDC is the only party where chairpersons are not anointed, but are elected and chosen by the partisans. So it is up to the partisans of CDC in their numbers who will make that decision when the time comes. But for now, we have a chairman who is Janga Ko and who has been working very hard.
But what Janga Ko is MIA?
Nobody. Why would you do that?
Why Janga Ko is MIA? Because Janga Ko, the name Janga Ko is sound foreign. It's like name from Nigeria. In a sense, I'm not talking about name from Nigeria in that way, because he's MIA. But Chief, let me finish. Nobody know whether Janga Ko is alive or dead in the party. Janga Ko is quiet and separate. I want to say exactly what the people are saying, though, and then you can respond.
I'm assuming you're giving me an opportunity to respond.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nobody have heard anything about national issue Janga Ko coming up. We believe that maybe you can tell us or you can deny this, that the former president George Manneh we have given his blessing to Senator McGill to be the next CDC chairman. Is that true?
You are combining a lot of things. The former president is not an undemocratic person. He has given his blessings for what the National Executive Committee has decided, that we go to a convention to retool our leadership structure. And at that point, whomever shows their desire that has standing within the party, including Mr. McGill and any other person who will want to aspire for the high office, will be given an opportunity. This is how the CDC works. So for you to say the chairman, who was just a couple of weeks ago making a press statement and speaking to the media, he was also on radio that his MIA is just not in alignment with the facts. He has been working very hard, both in the public glare and utilizing the apparatus that we have to reconstruct our grassroots base. And this is our main focus, how we can build our structures in Nimba, the rebuild and re-strengthening our structures in Lofa. You saw we appointed a new chairperson who's very vigilant, very active in Lofa. We also did the same for Bon County, where we have a new chairman. So we are building from bottom up, and then we'll culminate that with a national leadership contestation, at which time the partisans of CDC, represented by the delegates, will make the decision about who will be the chair. So
when is the convention?
Well, we haven't chosen an exact date yet, but the executive committee is looking at towards the end of the year, and we all support them, and we'll all be part of the organization, and we give our full support. But that is the culmination of the efforts. But what is happening now is what we are doing. We are building in all of the counties.
So convention will be held this year. You can guarantee that.
Yeah, but if you had not said that Jangako was missing, he said it. He's the chairman of the party. He already made that announcement that after all of the activities, there will be a national convention where we'll retool and reorientate and recalibrate the national leadership of the party. So this
can you announce will the convention be held? Which county?
No, we haven't even decided that. And even if we had, I'm not the authorized spokesperson of the party to say that. The chairman will give you the whole itinerary, as is done within the party. The CDC is a very disciplined party. We have people who have assignments, and it is the job of the National Secretariat headed by Mr. Koji to make such an announcement at the appropriate time, and he will do it.
Thank you very much. Dama, you want to weigh in on this Jangako and party chairmanship, something? And we'll move on to the next topic.
CEO, just flow, sir.
Thank you very much. Let me jump out. Since you were talking about, let's just take all the time to the one out. Talk to us and bring us up to speed with Grand Jita and Zopeno. Is Zopeno a problem for CDC in Grand Jita?
Zopeno is a problem for Zopeno because he has, served his people for so long, he has not delivered. And like many other persons, they believe that by insulting the CDC, attacking the CDC, attacking former President that will give them a leverage, So it's a problem for who? Let me just say this, Zopeno is in a long line of people who believe that by insulting Mr. lying on him, attacking him, and trying to denigrate him, then you will gain some sort of progress, but that is not the case. The people of Grand Jita are asking me the question. You've served for 18 years, and you keep saying, they didn't do this for Grand Jita. The question is, what did you do? And that is the question that he's running away from. So the problem, Zopeno is not a problem for CDC. He's a problem for Zopeno. He's a problem for his history, his legacy. So he's not a problem for CDC. He talks about the road. CDC signed and fund the money for Grand Jita Road. It's how a responsible government does. You secure funding, do feasibility, and the work was ongoing. The work from before we left power, the road to Grand Jita was already beyond Tapita. There were actual civil works going on. We found the funding for it. So yes, we left power in 2023, but the work was ongoing. So who are you going to give credit to? Should we start constructing a road to Grand Jita from Grand Jita? Where do we start from? We start from Nimba, from Ganta to Sakeplie to Tapita, Tapita to Totown to Zweju, and further and further and further. That's how it's done. The evidence is there that we conceived this idea, fund the funding for it, and did the actual initial civil works before we left power. So for you to come and say, Mr. People used to run Motherwell, yes, but we funded.
Where did you secure the funding from? Where did you secure the funding from? Let's talk about the funding concerning the Grand Jita corridor. Where?
No, but there was different cohorts of funding. For example, from Ganta to Sakeplie, that was funded by the government of Liberia. I think if you remember, President broke ground in it was 2020 for that road to commence before Ebola got at its height, and it was carried out by 2023. The road was already in Sakeplie by government money. The other portion of the road was funded by the World Bank. There's portions of the road I can't hear you, sir.
Go ahead, Chief. Go ahead. You good?
Now,
Yeah, sorry.
There are
Go
portions
ahead.
of the road funded by the African Development Bank in the very NIMA, but the main tranche of the road is also funded by the World Bank and the African Development Bank and the government of Liberia. The evidence is there, which I can share the documentation with you.
No, I don't like when somebody come and say they can share documentation because the documentation will never reach. Let hold you on the road issue. It's one of our topics since you, and that's why I brought in the Zoe panel, right? Again, I will give you the chance to answer. Where did you secure a bunch of that money from? Was it government, like Republic of Liberia, or international community and organization? Was it grant? Was it loan? How far did the road go? Because the road have not entered cycle play yet. So let's talk about the road issue and get this all of the way.
No, but maybe you need to understand when I say there were different portions funded by different entities. The government of Liberia funded the Ganta to Saklepi road. When you say the road has not entered, once civil works have entered, even if actual pavement is not done, it means that's an ongoing project. I did not say we completed the road before we left power. And also, I mentioned that the road to Granjide, there was work ongoing beyond Tapeta before we left power. In fact, we had planned a dedication, but there was a debate to say, look, what's the use? And, the next government will have to continue this. But I can show you documentation. The contract was signed by Ruth Coker Collins. Is she the current Minister of Public Works?
So again, that we got to do a takeaway here tonight, right? You are telling the Liberian people, the former government under George Manoia Datoya, the former president, initiated most of these contracts. Am I correct?
Initiated the pavement of these roads, including signing of contract, and in other cases, including actual civil works happening on the roads, actual pavement happening.
And that's what I'm asking you. Let me give you that, Chief, right? That because government is continuing with it. President Boaga came over, you guys couldn't continue because we got a new government, right?
The government is not lying. If
okay.
Continue, let's say I'm continuing.
So what I'm saying to you, present to the Liberian people, Commissioner Nangwe, present to the Liberian people today. You just said, even if we initiated, we didn't start it, give us credit. Which part of this road, which county you think President Boaga and Unity Party government should give you credit of? Let's talk about Nima and Grand Jide.
I was very explicit and I said the road to Grand Jide, there are various corridors on that road. There's Ganta to Saklepie, which is funded by the government of Liberia, initiated and almost completed. I think it was around 85% complete before we left power. And there is the Saklepie.
Let me hold you on the Ganta to Saklepie. Let me hold you there, Chief. I just hear myself talking. Yeah. You say it was 85% almost complete. Yeah. But that is not true. Pavement, but that is not true. And that's what I want to go back on. Was it done? I'm coming to you now. Was it done 85% and then it got damaged? Because the government just spent it 3 years. What portion of that road was done 85%? Let's stick with the Ganta to second place, sir.
Before we left power during the campaign, I rode on that road myself. It was just a few miles away from Tabeda City, Saklepie City itself. I don't know why
you said 85%.
You said 85% done.
You said 85%. Can you show us anything? Can you show the nation anything that the road was 85% done? And how much was the funding for that road, for that corridor? How much?
You didn't expect me to memorize how much was paid for the road, but I can share documentation with you even while we are on this program to show where we were and what we've done and who signed the contract. I can show you evidence of how the groundbreaking was done and where we left the project before leaving power. So it's not something that cannot be fact-checked. You can fact-check it, but for you to say that I should memorize the cost of a road when I was in the Minister of Public Works, even herself, we have to refer
because what I'm saying is that the road stop.
Unlike most of the UP people, I don't spew out invented numbers, invented facts. I spew out what is already documented. So I'm saying that all of these projects, including the Lofa Road, do you know the portion of the Lofa Road?
No, I don't want to go to Lofa Road. Let's do it county by county, sir. It's just me or myself. Let's allow the people to understand. Let's take with this.
Country is listening.
I understand that. I mean, I'm asking you a question, you're answering, we're having a conversation. So let's be clear with the audience, right? Let's go back to the Ganta.
Choose my answer, because
no. It's my work just to ask you. You can answer in a which way, right? Yeah. Ganta to Cycle Play Road start to Ban Junction. Is that 85% at Ban Junction?
Yeah, but maybe if you have some engineering knowledge, you will realize that the pavement itself is not all of the work. The civil works, including putting covers, grading the roads before putting pavement, they are all considered part of the work. So when I say 85% complete, there were works already going on, like about 10 kilometers to Cycle Play itself. And, so when you say, oh, it was to Bar Junction, yes, but what beyond Bar Junction, what was happening? Was there no activity going on?
The people will decide. I think you explained enough on this. The people will decide the issue. Every government talk about road. Let me bring you home. One of the most popular road people will drive on, famous road, is the road from RIA International Airport to the ERW Junction, right? Which is the East International and the Rawa International Highway. What's going on? How did you guys leave that corridor, that road? What happened that this road from one government to another is not done? And people blame your government at the time.
Why would they? Why would they? If they want to be realistic and factual, the only people blaming the government are the Unity Party hawks. Because do you know why the road is not being done as aggressively as it was being done by CDC? Because when we started the road, in fact, the concept of expanding the RIA road to become a major proper highway, 4 lanes, they criticized that. And now Mr. Weah conceived it, he made it his vision, and he activated it and initiated it and started it to a significant portion. Why are they not continuing the road? The question should go to the UP, because they don't want to do the road because they believe people will remember it's Weah who started it. There's no technical or financial reason.
You have driven on that road. You have driven on that road so many times. Is there any progress to the road since Unity Party took over? Are there any progress?
Maybe like
you have seen
progress.
How many percent? How many?
In my estimation, I'm not an architect, but from what I see, I flew I'm currently in Accra. I flew here about a week ago, and that's what my layman eye saw. Maybe we can ask the engineers. There's hardly any work ongoing.
What have you seen? We miss you. You see how many percentage?
Focus on political credit. So they are focused on other
Commissioner. How many percentage? How many? Tell the Commissioner right now. Since where you left the road, have there been any progress right now as of today?
In my estimation, like about 3%. Just to be, pretending that you're doing some work, but they're not doing any serious work on the road because they don't want the credit to go to Mr. Weah, because that road is one of his signature projects. For years in, years out. Look at how the National Airport Highway was. And he conceived it, he visualized it, and then he initiated it and did significant work. And he left power. Now they're giving all sorts of. Just ask them, why are you not fixing this road? Why not? The question should go to.
Do you think the Unity Party government will complete that project before 2029?
No, I don't think so. They don't want to. They don't want to because they believe there will be credit in the minds of the public for Mr. Weah. So every now and then they come up with like a few street lights, put it on the road and pretend that, oh yeah, we've done something, but they don't want the project to be completed, because if they wanted it to be completed, they will have focused on it in a significant way. Instead of all of the excuses,
when you given all the money for that project, when your government,
when has already stopped the work?
When your government given all the money for that project, Commissioner?
No, but you see, the way government runs, and I need to say this to people, every budget cycle, government doesn't front load monies for projects. We pay as we collect. We run a cash-based budget in Liberia.
Just help the Liberian people. Well, your government gave all the money for that project.
No, but nobody gave the government money. The government had to collect the money to carry out.
So the government collected all the money for that project.
No, but you don't collect all the money in 1 year. You collect what is budgeted, and most times you pay.
I understand. We shouldn't play around the budget. Honor the 6 years of the former President George Manneh we are in CDC government.
Yeah.
Did you guys have all of the money to complete that project?
So you want to give me a chance to answer? I have to explain to you how government budgeting works so that the public can understand. First thing, the road didn't start in 6 years. It didn't start in 2018. From the moment the road started, every year you budget based on the works that is done. Government doesn't advance payment to contractors. You pay as they deliver. And you pay according to what is approved by the national budget, because it's the law in Liberia. Our law says don't advance payment to contractors. So nobody advance any payment to the contractors. We pay as they deliver. In fact, there's a whole process that if you pay before, I can hear you stand on. I hope anyway you meet yourself. As you continue the work, if there is most of the time the road is divided into lots. So if you do lot 1, you supply your payment request. The Ministry of Public Works verifies it, because we have what we call an owner's engineer. They have to determine that you actually did the work that you are requesting money for, and then the government pays you for that portion, and then you continue again. So for you to say,
the reason why, again, Commissioner,
in government,
Commissioner, the Liberian people here, the Liberian people hearing you.
They know the truth, but they always try to.
Yeah, but my question is just simple. Simple question. Thank you for the explanation. Whether your government.
Simple question, it doesn't mean the answer is going to be simple.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's how we're going to roll. And you're a very smart guy. This is what you do for a living, also broadcasting and journalism. So it's good that we're having this conversation.
I don't do it for a living anymore.
You did that before.
I earned a degree in that.
And you know the terrain. You did that before, and you know the terrain. So you know exactly how the question would be. But I quickly, let me just announce what we're going to leave the road issue. A lot of, Unity Party government taking credit, road. It helped with bread and butter and other issue. Let's come back now to that which is trending, right? I believe, and on this show, President Weah did what he could do under these circumstances for road. Joseph Boakai going to do his own. The next government, 20, 30 years from now, they're going to do their own talk about road. Let's talk about the most trending issue today. Commissioner, your take on this drugs conversation. And I must announce breaking news right now while you sit here. Paul King have just arrived in Liberia. Paul King right now is at the Rabat International Airport. He about to leave the Rabat International Airport right now. He just arrived to be part of this investigation. Paul King is the individual that is said they took the cocaine from his house. Ladies and gentlemen, I will have to give you more story on that. Right now, we've been chasing Paul King arrival. I can announce to you right now, Paul King, the brother of Peter King, he just arrived. He's one of the key figures in this investigation, and I'm announcing that to you. The commissioner, let me ask you a question quickly. What's your take on these drugs? Most $19.2 million worth of cocaine. I hate to call it drugs. I call it cocaine. Talk to us.
Thank you. The first thing that caught our eyes was the fact that the government has two systems. When you catch what we call small players for drugs, have a big press conference, parade them, hang a cardboard with their name on it, and then when it's a major drug boss, you say, oh, it's national security. There are a few things that, has caused us to believe that the government is hiding a lot. And, I tell some of my colleagues, I say, we don't need to panic because the evidence will avail itself very easily. The first thing that should raise suspicion about how the government is conducting itself, you arrest such a huge consignment of cocaine. You wait until over a week, and then you run to the court in Margibi and say, oh, we need permission from you to access the CCTV camera. What are you telling me? RIA is part of the executive branch. It's not a private entity that you may need a subpoena to access its security CCTV camera. You wait there for a week when there is all sorts of possibilities to cover up. Why did they do that? And then you wait for another more than 10 days for the one agency of the government, the LDEA, to go back to the court and ask the court that we want to check the RIA. What's that? You know, they are trying to cover up, and what is the reason for that? And then when you say that when you raise issues about these things, they say, oh, CDC, there was a 100 million drug case. Totally false equivalence. Because one, in 2022, October, I have to explain this because a lot of people, the Minister of Information, who has a chronic allergy to truth and facts, you know, he comes on radio every week and says, oh, George Weah, CDC, George Weah, and then some UP people think he's performing. The Liberian public is not stupid. You know, the evidence, the facts are there that these people were arrested on day one, and maybe people don't know, but it was published. Maybe people don't remember, I should say, because there is selective amnesia on the part of the UP people. This was a sting operation that the US authorities asked our government to cooperate with. The drugs came from Brazil. They tracked it from Brazil. Brazil is not Liberia. And said this drug this consignment is in transit in Liberia so that they can send it to Europe. So when else don't say nothing, let's track it. It was tracked from Brazil to the Freeport. Upon arrival at the Freeport, the US authorities and our security apparatus, I remember then it was led by Sam Sion, they immediately seized the container in the presence of all of the actors, including the US government people, our security apparatus, and the press. It was open, and the culprits were arrested and were persecuted. Nobody heard anything. The drugs were arrested, or what's the word for it? Because it's an inanimate object. The drugs were impounded at the Freeport of Monrovia, the point of entry. But in this case, it was about to leave the point of exit. So where was it all this time? When it came into the country, you didn't know. Unlike the one you mentioned about CDC time. People were waiting for it at the Freeport from Brazil. But this time it came in, you didn't know. And this is the second consignment.
So Commissioner, let's take our time.
A significant difference that I want you to allow me to explain.
Yeah, get to the different here, please. Because you confuse me.
There are several different.
And you want me to adjust my time because what you're saying, I still not to understand. Yeah, you want me to take my time, but talk to me. You got $100 million of drugs in the country, and you got 20.
Before it came into the country, our security apparatus was alerted by the U.S. authority. It came from Brazil, and at the port of Monrovia where it came in, it was stopped right there. Nobody carried it to the house. Let this one drink. Kept it there for days, repackaged. So there is a cartel for this 19 million drugs that handle all of that. Who are they? So if you're showing us people who work at the airport, the point of exit, what about the point of receipt and the point of storage where the drugs were received? How did they come in? Who received it? Who kept it before trying to ship it? That's the question. This is why the Liberian people are saying, hey, who are you hiding? Because there's different. And then when you mention this difference, the Minister of Information, instead of wanting to find the true answers, he because of his
I think that is in the interest of the Liberian people. So Commissioner, let push you. Commissioner, we got a long way to talk about in these drugs. Let push you 1 minute, sir. Let push you 1 minute. No. You cannot. Let us go to your comparison here. Cocaine Cocaine,
take
that
another
cocaine.
1 minute to complete what I was saying.
Go ahead.
And when the Minister of Information comes, first, there have been, if you look at the trend, first the LDA boss had a press conference. They felt, oh, it's not sufficient. They brought in the Minister of Justice. Oh, no, it's not sufficient. They brought the Minister of Information to have another press conference where he said, oh, CDC brought drugs. No. And no journalist challenged him. And then they felt it wasn't sufficient. They brought the President of the Republic of Liberia. And what did he say? Oh, Liberia not open for drugs. We know because it's the law. He didn't say anything. So they brought all their heavyweights and they still have created more questions than answers. And then the only equivalence they want to draw is for a stink that the CDC did that we were commended by all of those guys, even those who ran away, they still been pursued and some of them have been tracked. So why are you comparing?
So let's give me a chance here now, because are you saying, so Commissioner?
Based on documentary evidence.
Commissioner, are you saying, Commissioner, are you saying the country saw 100 million worth of drugs, cocaine, and today under your government, 100 million, whether who brought it, who found it, who reported it, drug source in the country, 100 million. Cocaine, apart from all the kush and everything, some of which folks in your government, right? And I'll give you the chance to respond. Folks in your government said these things. Let's hold you to this.
It must be they have who use the heroin or cocaine to issue that they receive what I signed for the marijuana. They must refuse.
Yeah, Chief. What like is saying, Chief, there is a serious issue yesterday on the administration team.
I give you instruction.
Yes, Chief.
And why are you interested in for 30
No,
you politician?
No, Chief, I didn't do that. I never told you. Chief, say like a came like is lying, Chief. Chief, like is lying.
So let's talk about your government. Under your government, drugs business seems to be a rampant operation. Even your bosses at the LDA and other players were after they had substance, the cocaine, right? We can talk about what they, let me finish. You can correct me. Commissioner, let me finish. You can correct me.
I can't give you a chance to.
Commissioner, you have to give me a chance. I'm the one asking you the question. You have to give me a chance. The fact remains is that there was a failure in your government. Yeah, but that's why we are having conversations, sir. The fact remains is that you have a failure in your government, right? That we can play over and over and find all the other players from the airport to this clip that I just played. How can you speak on this, comparing it now to Jose Yimabwaka UP government investigation on the $19.2 million worth of drugs?
Let me tell you the first difference. We didn't cover anything. I gave you an example of what is the false equivalence that is being attached to this whole situation. One, when the drugs came, based on intelligence given to us for us to participate in a stink with the U.S. authority, the drugs were still in Brazil when they contacted us, that they want to use your country for transit. We say, okay, and we work with them and arrested it at the point of entry, destroy it, persecuted people right away. You play a tape about people talking about marijuana. Did I say there was no drug issue in Liberia when we were president? No.
You're talking about
cocaine. What
cocaine.
did we do about it? Including when there was a time when I think like about $16,000 or $17,000 worth of kush came, we dismissed one of the strongest CDC partisan because he was what we didn't say he did it, but he was liable. The security director at the airport was dismissed, arrested, and taken to court. Are they doing that now? Even more so when the drugs came into the country, stayed in the country for a while, based on information we are getting, was repackaged, removed from the house of an actor, one of the officials of government, and taken to the airport for export.
What is this official of government? Is he being arrested? No. That's the difference.
The government just announced, and I have to correct that, the government just announced that Paul King is under the custody. He's in custody of the joint security. Paul King just arrived in the country. He was out of the country. Paul King is the brother to Peter King, who is on the car.
He's not an
Okay.
official of government.
Yeah, exactly. So
don't tell me that.
no, but you're saying that what he been arrested? Yes, they just got him.
On your very platform, show evidence that he took he didn't deny. He said, I took the drug from one of the officials of government house and carried to the airport. He said it. The least the government can do is to bring that person in. So for me, I'm not accusing
the person is in today. The person was out of the country. That's what I'm telling you. He just arrived when we came on the show. Paul King just arrived. No, what?
Official of government. Paul King is not an official of government.
But what we are saying here, right? Let's go back to CDC time, Commissioner, right? Let us understand that. Say that.
Why should we? Why do you want to jump over what's happening now?
We're going to get to what's happening now. I'm trying to tell you.
Get that first.
No. I'm trying to tell the Liberian people where we are today. Where we are today.
Let me say what you just did, which was wrong. You play a tape that has no relations to cocaine. It was one operation where the LDA people got some marijuana, and one of the officers did not report it. What does it have to do with?
But you are wrong. They can't have everything to do with cocaine. You didn't listen to him. It got everything to do with cocaine. He said cocaine.
It was not 100 million.
But no. We are not saying it was 100 million. But no, what you are saying, you said it got nothing to do with cocaine. Commissioner, it had everything to do with cocaine.
Cocaine. I use the subjective.
So my issue is that, and this is what I'm building this thing on. Commissioner, honor the former president, honor CDC government, Eugene, honor CDC government, right?
Since you want to go back, let's go back to the 500 million drugs that was arrested in Liberia when Fuma was NSA director. Let's go back there. Let's go back to the time when Jeremy Pia was press secretary and drugs were found in the convoy of President Salif. Say you want us to go back. Why you want to start from?
So you are making my point. So
why you want to start? No, Commissioner, if you want history, doesn't start. Didn't start in 2018.
You just came into my position. And that's the reason we are having a show. Drugs issue is not about one government problem. Yes. It happened during Madam Salih's time. It happened during President Weah's time. It is happening today. That's the point I'm trying. Wait. No, Chief. Wait 1 minute. And that's the point I'm trying to drive into the minds of the.
You allow me to make a comment on this?
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. It happened during Madam Salih's time. It happened during President Weah's time. It's happening today on the Joseph Yeman Bwaka. What will you tell the people that you're going to do differently? Now you fell in the same night. The government is in the same fishing net. What you would do as a government in waiting when you come back to power, what are you going to do? How can the people trust you that will solve the drugs problem?
The first thing that we have to notice is that we did it differently already. We have a record. So it's the record that I'm trying to show you, that we did it differently. At the point of entry, it didn't come into the country. People kept it, repackage it, try to ship it through the airport. It never happened. That's the facts are there. So this time, we did not cover up. This time there is a major cover up. That is the difference. And that is what we do differently and we're based on our record of performance in the past. This is what I'm going to do. You know, West Africa is a hub for transnational crime. And there will always be attempt by people to bring drugs.
You serve as
have a cartel acceptable and receptive to them. It's not going to work.
Yeah, but how can you say? But how can you say this time around is a cover up when the Justice Minister, the Joint Security, the President called for massive investigation? But you saying it's a cover up. Why would you say it's a cover up? It's just going into 3 weeks. Investigation on different level is happening. You that work in unity. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me say this to you. Every law enforcement officer knows that when there is a crime committed, the first thing the law enforcement tries to do is to get the evidence, secure the evidence. In this case, the best one of the most substantive evidence will have been the CCTV camera to see what happened, which is under the ambit of the very government. And then you wait for over a week, and then you say, oh, I'm writing a code to let me go see it. After 1 week, is there now a possibility of temporary?
You sure you want to talk about CCTV?
That's number one. Number two, look at how they are rolling out the persons of interest and who they are determined to be. Only those who were handling at point of exit, not point of reception and not point of storage. So that's the reason why we are suspecting a cover-up. You know, and when you say, oh, Mr. King is here, I didn't accuse anybody of being, culpable. You know, it was one of those arrested who said that he took the drugs from the house of a government official. One of those the Minister of Justice named. He said it through his son. It's public knowledge. So what's going to happen to that official of government?
So again,
they name it as a person of interest? No.
Again, the Minister of Justice didn't say someone said it took it from a government official house.
No, he didn't say it.
You are putting a spin to it.
No, but listen to me, stand up. I'm very careful with my voice. One of those he named as a person of interest.
Correct.
Put it out to his son. That I have nothing to do with this. I was sent to pick up the package from the house of a government official.
Okay, so you're very learned and educated man. You know that's what you say. Anybody can post anything. But as the investigation proceed, as the investigation go on, you gotta give me a chance here, Nachi. But you gotta give me a chance. As the investigation goes on, this is what's happening. And I invite everyone to listen, and we will read each and every statement tomorrow. And you will see that everyone saying they were told to go to Paul King House, the gentleman that just arrived in the country today, that under the custody of the John Security. They said they were told to go to Paul King's house. They went to Paul King's house. They met his maid. They left 2,000 and change there. They pick up the package, which is the cocaine from Paul King. Paul King is not a government official. Paul King, brother Peter King, is on the board of NOCAL. I just want to get it right to you. So Paul King, he never worked in this government.
I'm not working in this government. But don't do this to me. This document that you say you produce next year, I haven't seen it. What I'm saying is one of the accused posted through his son, because he's in custody, through his son for his voice to be heard. And this is what he said. So the least that could happen was people to reach out.
But don't you think it's the right thing for the government to carry on an investigation that would be so transparent, unique, and at the end of the day, the Liberian people may get what they want?
Transparent investigation. Is it transparent in your views? If people were not leaking documents to you, will you believe that it was transparent? Because how did you get statements from? But
do you think it's under the good and responsible?
Is that they want the documents to come to the public glare? Because the government is not putting it in the public glare. So they send it to you or other journalists. So instead of waiting for 54 hours or 5 years or 5 weeks, why don't you expose it right now today?
Okay, so let's go back. What would if President Barker returned to power? What is he going to do differently on the fight on drugs?
President who?
President Weah returned to power. What would he do?
President Barker? I can't say.
If President Weah, no, not President Barker. If President Weah returned to power, what would he do differently?
Let me just say this to you. A lot of people forgotten, that less than just about 2 years into the CDC-led government, we had a global pandemic that stopped the war for almost 3 years, over 2 years. Coronavirus. It wasn't just a local pandemic. It was a global pandemic. Yet, we managed to achieve a lot. So when you're comparing, if people wanted to be fair, you have to, but despite and in spite of the pandemic, we still delivered a lot. And, maybe one day you guys need to give us a chance for us to enumerate some of the things we've done. All of this road thing they are talking about, this road to Zwedru, because it has become the hue and cry of the government. Though we ran the road to Zwedru, you haven't found the money for it to go there. The contract was signed.
So I want to come back on the drugs. We're finished with the road. Let's come back on the drugs. Minister Nagbe, if President George Mona, we had the former president return to power, what would he do differently on the fight against drugs? Because this is not going away anytime soon.
If you remember, we did the first national conference on dealing with the drug. We describe it as an epidemic, and we put into place a lot of the measures that are bearing fruits today, from prevention of importation, from persecution, all the way up to rehabilitation of the addicts. So we had a whole plan that was in motion already, and dealing with what was clearly a pandemic, not just in Liberia, but all in the West African region. But we had the first national plan on dealing with drug that was functionally operating before we left power. So you should ask the current, leaders of the country, what are they doing about it? Social list service. Or by the time you ask them a question about where they went wrong, they say, "Oh, George, we are time." We're in the third year of the UP administration, the third year, and they're still blaming us for things that they said they were going to fix. Harmonization, they say was wrong. Have they reversed it?
So, but when we're having this kind of conversation, Commissioner, when we're having the conversation, and you cannot pinpoint to exactly what the former president would be doing as a new policy on the fight against drugs, that is embarrassing. What you guys are discussing when you talk about what you got to give me a chance. Let me ask you the question, Chief, please. I beg.
You're talking more than me.
Yeah, no, you're not. Just we have our time clock, and you will see it. But it's an everyday thing. You will see I'm talking more than you. So let's start all over.
Let me talk for 1 minute.
I agree. Okay, so President. Okay, I agree. So let's go back on track. The former president left office. We had drugs issue at hand. We have kush killing people. We have cocaine. Whether it was coming or it was going, it was in Liberia. That's a failure. Whether who discovers it or what was the end game, we had issues with drugs in the country. Here comes President Bwaka and Unity Party government. From one leadership to another leadership, almost full at LDA. Here comes $19.2 million. Now, the Liberian people want to hear from you as Chief of Staff to former president. If the former president returned back to power 2029, what new things is he going to present that we can crack down and cut down on this cocaine and drugs issue in our country?
Yeah, and then, you want me to ignore some of the innuendos you already made, that whether it came in, who caused it, no. We have to firstly understand and articulate the facts. You cannot compare what has happened with the 19 million drugs situation with a sting operation where they say, look, this is coming to your country, and we stop it at the border. It's a difference. Stopping it at the border, meaning the port of Monrovia, and it coming into the country, setting in the country, and then being attempted to be transferred. In fact, we're hearing that things were transferred before. That was the second consignment, based on documentary evidence that I myself have seen. So you can't compare the two. So firstly, we have to establish the facts. You can say, oh, we are drugs came in. Yes, we have a drug problem. And then you ask me, what did we do or what we're going to do differently? I said, we had a whole comprehensive national drug policy that's going to deal with, that dealt with, beginning with enforcement and prevention up to rehabilitation of users, the whole 9 yards. So we had a plan that we're going to retool so that it can address all of the issues, strengthening the police, utilizing the DEA for prevention and enforcement, but at the same time, handling those who have been the victims of the problem, include that's the addicts. That is what we've done differently from them. So for us to say, oh, we'll do this, you have to look at our record. What did we do? Yes, there was a huge pandemic, not just in Liberia, but before we even left power, we have managed to deal with it, with all the buts that we had. So the new government came with a different drug problem. It's not whether there will be attempts by people to bring in drugs, but how do you deal with these people, don't establish a cartel. If there was no cartel in Liberia, the drugs would not have landed, being kept and being attempted to be reshaped out of the country. That is the big difference.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we pause and we're on a good note now. Why haven't the former president spoken on this issue or on any national issue in the country since he left power?
But it's not true. How is he has not spoken on any national issue?
I mean, you got to answer.
Yeah, but he has spoken on all of the issues, in different ways and forms. He spoke at our groundbreaking ceremony very loudly. He spoke he addressed the press. He has spoken on national issues, but maybe what you want is for him to speak every day. And it is not how our political system works. For him to speak on the drug issue means that, he has to talk on everything. We have a political establishment through which we can handle things. So you say he has not spoken on national issue. The other day when the ECOWAS people came, he spoke and released a big statement about what he's doing.
We are not talking about releasing a statement. You know exactly what I'm talking about. No, let me finish my question. Let me finish my question, Chief. We are not talking about releasing statement. We are looking at an icon. We are looking at a man that stood in from billions of individuals to play soccer. And he used to speak. Yeah. But when President Weah took over as president, he shied away from the camera. As former president, he is not speaking. All opposition leaders are speaking regularly, most often, than the former immediate president. Why are you guys backing President Weah? Is that the President Weah that will come back again and be quiet? Yes, sir.
I know one opposition leader that speaks very regularly. He spoke regularly before 2023. He got 1%. We have a political party, and we decide when, how, and whether President Weah will speak and how he will speak. We have our own way of engaging the partisan. The other day, President Weah, 2 months ago, he was in New Jersey. He spoke to the people. So must he come to Spoon TV?
He have not answered the question. He have not engaged with the media. He have not engaged with the media to answer a question on national issue like he had done. He have not called a media roundtable. It is concerning. People are concerned if President Weah, the former president, will come back. But let me finish. Let me finish, Chief. You got to understand. You got to understand that everyone needs to understand. President Weah said he's running again. You are announcing that President Weah running 2029. Dimas Kamaya have announced it. President Weah said he's coming back. Let's give it to him. But the fact remains, when this president, this former president, going back to the symbol, running away from camera, cannot address the media, don't you think it's concerning? On national issue, you are saying y'all got to tell the former president when to speak, how to speak, where to speak. Is that the comeback you guys bring to the Liberian people?
Candidate is managed, but what you want to do is to choose his platform, because if the last time he spoke at Fokke Club, didn't you carry it on your show? You want to choose his platform.
So speaking in church is different from taking questions, though. Is that the former president you're bringing back to sell?
His platform. You should put
Chief, you know what I'm saying now. Look around the globe. Look around the globe, right? Look around the globe. We see world leaders taking questions, calling the local press to ask questions and answer questions. We have not seen that with former President George Manneh Weah. He entered the church, whether he preaching or he just speaking to the nation, we don't know. When with former President George Manneh Weah facing the press and take some hard question, that a lot of people will understand that he's coming back as a change agent. He has realized his mistake, and these are the reason why he's coming back. President Weah just going back, he just went quiet.
You dismiss some of your reporters, because I was present at Jamaica after President Weah left office. He had a very wide engagement with the press.
When?
Just one.
When?
After he left office at Jamaica. People.
When? We talk about 3 years. Almost 3 years since President Weah left office. You talk about one instant?
Well, I'm saying, maybe you don't understand the nature of the CDC. President Weah is a grassrooter. If he goes to West Point or New Jersey and engages the people, It's his platform. Why you want him to go and with all due respect to Mr. Cummings, why you want him to be like Cummings? To have a press conference with a Liberian flag behind you and the national anthem play, and then you speak to a few persons. And
why are you picking on Mr. Cummings? I think he's a proud 1%er. Why are you picking on Mr. Cummings? Why are you picking on Mr. Cummings?
Don't worry about that. He's a political leader. He understands that people have to speak about him. Even my friend Mustability, he has press conferences. Why is it that you want the nature of the CDC to change when President we are?
But you asked me, here's the thing, right?
He spoke to, instead of speaking to 7 media people, he spoke to hundreds of thousands of people. That is his platform. But
what people are saying,
when it's necessary, but he has done interviews.
No, he has not done interview with the local press. Tell us when he have done interview with the local press. When?
I'll give you an example.
You can remember. You just can remember. You just can remember. Speaking at Fucker Clown Church is preaching to the nation. That's not an interview.
But who should he talk to? The nation or to you and your
He need to take some hard question. Why would we sit back and allow the president that refuse to speak to the press regularly? Look at Donald Trump. Every week he get press engagement. And these are the things we are talking about. Why is President we are not availing himself to the press? Why is President we are not availing himself to answer these questions?
The question you're asking Mr. We have to do press conferences every week. Ask Mr. Braga. He's the current president, like Mr. Trump. That is the parallel, not the opposition leader. So in America,
no. The reason why we are bringing up President we are because when he was president. So are you saying that President we will not engage the press? Are you saying that you will not have a round table? Are you saying that the president will not have a round table to take questions from the local press?
When we deem it appropriate, he will do that. But you can choose his platform.
I'm not choosing his platform.
No, but
we are saying to the president, we are saying to the former president, you were quiet when you were serving as president. It took you forever to even address the press. We are here again saying, as an opposition leader, you are not engaged in the press. You are not telling the Liberian people about the changes you want to come with. You are not. Wait, let me finish, Chief. Let me finish. But the commissioner.
You keep saying let me finish, and you don't give me a chance to speak.
So, commissioner,
I have an understanding that you speak for 3 minutes and I speak for 1.
No, I will not speak for 3 minutes. You go ahead. I gave you 2 minutes. Go ahead. Talk what you want to talk. I will ask my question.
Mr. Weah is a political person. He's not a conventional politician. If you want him to behave conventionally, look to other opposition leaders. Don't look to him. He engages with the grassroots directly. When he makes public speeches, when he engages them on the pulpit, when he goes to New Jersey, when he goes to West Point, when he goes to Oro, he engages the people. And you want us to change that to satisfy the elitists in the country to say, oh yeah, there's a big press conference with flag behind him. When it's necessary, he will do it. But it's not his modus operandi. It's not his political strategy. And we are in opposition, facing a government that is repressive. So we're focused on building ourselves, which is our strength, but you're asking us to build or emulate the bourgeoisie style of politics that has been carried out by some of the elitist politicians, and we're not going to do that.
Okay, so I can ask my question. Thank you very much. Let's move on. It's always good to have you on, Commissioner. It's always good to have you on. The Liberian people are going to listen to you tonight. Whether President George Mano, we had the former president, will speak or not. Well, whether he will engage the press.
He has been speaking.
But I'm trying for us to move on. He only speak in the church.
He's about to make a speech from where he is to you. I will send you the link so you can listen when he's addressing our anniversary.
We only want the former president to take questions. We only want the former president to take questions. Can you guarantee the Liberian people that he will be frequent with the press in taking questions?
Yeah, but can you guarantee that? But I don't use subjective words. Frequent meaning what, every day, every week, every month.
I mean, yeah, you say it's subjective, but you will engage the press to take question upon his return.
Well, he has done it before. In fact, the last time he came from the country, he did speak to the press at the RIA, including your reporter. Your reporters.
But you got to understand, right? And you know exactly what I'm saying. The Liberian people dying for the change, right? They want a new thing, right? There will be no way President Bwaka right now, they will put him behind the camera, behind closed door, and send us audio. This thing must start. It started with the former President George Manawiya, pre-recorded. President Bwaka following pre-recorded. When were you guys facing the people that voted for you guys to answer questions? No, I'm saying that all across, because going beyond closed door, reading from paper, with President Bwaka do it, yes, he's doing it. Can George Weah bring a change and say, no, I will engage the press, we have a round table to discuss issue of national concern? We don't know the former president position.
Every day, are you voting for them?
Say that?
The members of the opposition who are engaging the press every day, every week, do you give them the relevance, the opportunity? Sima Freeman has been speaking. Your station hardly carries him. No,
Sima Freeman.
Opposition. You don't give him a platform. You got what he has been doing.
You got to understand, our relationship with Sima Freeman is even better than my relationship with CDC. You got to ask Sima Freeman.
I'm not denying that. I'm saying give him an equal platform.
Sima Freeman have all the platform he needs from Spoon Network. You can ask him.
So
you can ask Sima Freeman.
Your people were there.
If Sima Freeman choose not to call the network would not be there, because you got to put a request in to call the network. And they have built themselves. You can ask Sima Freeman. They see what we press. They see what we you. We reach out to you. You reach out to us, and here you are today.
I'm saying
so
try to chase the news, boss man. Sometimes.
Okay. So let's move on. Let's move on to other national issue. We are seeing the issue about folks saying that this government making them jobless. I want to give you the chance for you to explain. Let's go back, number one, to the LTMI saga that involved John Yoboti, your treasurer or your former treasurer, and the action that was taken by the government to remove jobs from those at the Liberian Transport Authority, right? The Ministry of Transport. Let's just understand. I want to ask you, for the sake of God, why didn't President George Manawiya carry out to implement the concession that was signed by LTMI? Because he didn't do that, folks at the Transport Ministry kept the job. But today, this government awarded the concession to LTMI, and over 800 individuals, they are on standby, they have no job, and they say they are jobless.
It's a ghost ministry, Ministry of Transport, complete ghost ministry. In fact, I just saw on your station, the last generator that was there, they were taking it away because no need, I think one of the things that I have with some of the members of the media is that we have to direct our questions to the relevant people, and what the other boy named Sando, to cover his intellectual deficit, he just comes on radio. Oh, we are this cost. He's the Deputy Minister of Information. He can articulate the policies of government, and he uses, insults and invectives and attacks on the former president to mask, and the CDC to mask his intellectual deficit. And nobody takes him on. They say, oh, they just stay there and that's it. I used to be a journalist before. Pierre stands up and say, oh, CDC time, nothing happened. When they were the same journalists here, and these people were arrested and persecuted. Nobody challenged him. They didn't check his facts. So are we not enabling the lies that is happening from the government side? Are we not enabling that as you who are the media people? Because it's the media who's supposed to be the mirror of society. But are we doing it? So the government thinks that by embellishing and trying to reinvent facts, they are succeeding. The fact that the Liberian people, some of them are quiet. Do you see the people at the Ministry of Transport demonstrate anymore? They are tired. They say, okay, we'll just wait, because they believe they have a pathway to change things, and that pathway is the vote. So when people come up and say openly, 2024, President Bwaka told his lieutenants that we erase, quote unquote, CDC. And then the next day they go and while we still have litigation, even today, the case we have with Dempster is still in court. And without completion of the legal process, they go and break the place down because it's CDC. you know, and they think they're so strong, so powerful. Were they powerful more than Joe Ame? Were they powerful more than the MPFL? Is the current Justice Minister more powerful than Jenkins Scott? Can Pia talk better than Imada Boya? So there's history, there's consequences for these actions. When you deliberately seek to eliminate the opposition, the main opposition party, beginning from the president down, because he said it, so all of his lieutenants. Look at what happened yesterday in Grand Jordan. After the CDC prepared a place that was so bushy to have this program, the city mayor came and wrote some nonsense and say, oh, you didn't write us the letter the right way. You're going to show CDC how to write a letter? But we keep telling our people, be calm. They want problem, they want confusion, they want violence. Then they say, oh, look at them. So we organize our program in Grand Jordan. It will be held, whether in the street, in a teapot, in a hole, in the forest, it will be held. So the attempts they are making, they broke our headquarters down. We said, okay, while we're in court, we're going to build a new one in record time. To even get the permit from Ministry of Public Works, it took months. We kept waiting. We started our project late. The other day, one guy who claimed to be an inspector from Public Works came and said, oh, I thought you told us the building was going to be 3 stories. We see a 5 stories. I said, but how did you know we told you 3? Why did we tell you that? He said, well, I saw it on Facebook. Can you imagine that? A couple of weeks ago, LRA, the Liberia Revenue Authority, since we acquired the land, they have been sending us bills. We have paid over $26,000. It's the only building under construction that have paid that amount for real estate tax. They just recently going to send a new bill. So I called a meeting. I'm the project coordinator. You know, all sorts of machinations to try to stop us, but you know, that's the strength of the CDC, the resilience. Just recently, they sent. I still have a copy of the bill, the real estate tax again. They say, oh, for 2026, they want you to pay that way back. But we got buildings next door. Nobody goes go to them. Nobody asks them. But you know, the subtle intimidation is in addition to what's happening generally. Every day, somebody wakes up and say he's asset recovery man. Without even determining whether an asset was obtained illegally, he files an indictment, and then they grab people and carry them to court. And then you got to be in court without him even going there.
So let me come in, sir.
These are political intimidations,
and we will get there.
Undermines our democratic system.
And we will get it, sir. We got
CDC.
We got 1 hour, 7 minutes to go.
There's consequences for these things because we've seen it before.
So let me ask a question. Allow me to ask a question, and we can enjoy the conversation. We got 1 hour 7. We got 1 hour 7 minutes to go, Commissioner. Let me go back to Daniel Sando. You said Daniel Sando and Jeremy Pierre, they say a lot of stuff, and you think it was wrong. When you serve as Minister of Information, your deputy at the time, I think one of them was Eugene Fagon. And I also believe that Sir Alistair Jackson was under you at the time, correct?
No, I said they didn't work under me.
It was Eugene. Yeah. Let's go back.
There, but I think we passed by.
Okay, that's fine. I decided to call both names because I know they work there. But Eugene, under you at the time, he attacked President Barker, who you work for today. He called him all kind of names. You didn't stop him. You didn't stop him. It was okay at the time. No. Let me finish. It was okay.
I thought you were done.
Yeah, thank you. It was okay at the time when Eugene Nangwe, who's now.
You asked me a question about answering. You said it was okay.
But no. I'm asking you the question, and you will correct me. And all you need to do, just be patient for a few seconds. I'm not going secondary. That's my same question. No, I'm not going secondary. I'm saying this. Let me lay the premise and ask you the question. You talk about Jeremy Pierre. You talk about Daniel Sando, right? I can beat on them any day. But this is what you established. Just came from under you and under Madame Salif and all the way down. Maybe we can say though. That your deputy will always come up and insult and be a why. It happened under you. It happened during the Madame Salif government. So now why you think that these guys don't just woke up one morning, to turn the place to Marcus and Parcus. That's something that you fundamentally lay out. When you serve,
maybe you're forgetting that Mr. Pierre was Minister of Information before me. So he has to own up to what he's doing. You can't say I started.
I am interviewing you, not Minister Pierre. You blaming Daniel Sando and Minister Pierre. You bear responsibility likewise. Under your leadership as the Minister of Information, you had your deputies there insulting opposition leader. You didn't stop them. Now you're blaming the same people when they return the same to you. You can speak to it, sir.
Firstly, I want to say maybe you're forgetting that Pierre was Minister of Information before me. He served as Minister of Information.
That's not my concern. My concern is you.
But listen, and you want to keep interrupting me. I have to say what I want to say. Otherwise, then what's the purpose of the interview? If I cannot respond to your, not even question, to your statements, because you're not asking questions, you're making categoric statements that I have to respond to. You know, so Pierre has to answer for what he's doing. And I'm saying that when he stands, you know, as the Minister of Information, you know, I was just reading one old newspaper where Kofi Woos, who's the advisor to the President on National Security, a senior member of the cabinet, said that the Information Ministry should be dissolved. He said that in 2022. What was happening? These are hypocrites. It was a hypocritical statement, you know, because he was only saying it because of his opposition to WIA. So if you say WIA wasn't doing things right, and I think, you know, unlike WIA, who condemned officials and took actions in many instances against, do you know that Eugene Fagon was punished when he was at the Ministry of Information? He was suspended. It means action was taken. When he did all of that, wasn't he suspended? It means the president took action against what he was doing. But has any action been taken? All of those who can cause are the ones who President Baka brings closer to him. Once you cause President WIA sufficiently, from Prophet Key to Yeke to the other guy who said WIA should die from the plane crash, he appointed all of them. All those who were using invectives, polluting the national discourse, he appointed all of them, embraced them. Unlike WIA, who suspended Eugene Fagon. So that's a big difference. So when you say, oh, it started under you, action was taken.
Okay.
The current situation.
Can I ask you to come in now? I'm going to ask you because you're the guest. I think you are wrong, Commissioner. President WIA at the time suspended Eugene Fagon for comment he made here in America concerning the epidemic of COVID. Not because you are insulting opposition leaders.
No,
so you are wrong. No, let me finish, sir.
No,
let me
I'm
finish.
not wrong.
No, sir.
Actually,
Sir.
But stand on. You say because of COVID? No, because of his unprofessional performance, he was suspended. But has any action ever been taken against any of those people who are doing these things? No.
So you see the reason why when you come, and I like to interview you because when you come to have an interview, when you come to take question from me, I prepare myself and my mindset because I know who you are. You are a very, very smart man. But I think on this issue, sir, you are wrong. You have Eugene Fagon in the United States saying something contrary to the CDC plan at the time. That's CDC as a government, CDC as an institution that was fighting COVID. Here in America, if we follow that story, and the president, excuse me, sir, let me finish now. So let me finish. So I promise you, I will not work in government. Yeah, I'm 51 years, I get no desire. But let's move on. My thing is that let's talk about you.
No,
we shouldn't talk.
We can move on because we are debating a statement of fact. I can produce a copy of the letter the president wrote suspending Eugene Fagon. It says nothing about that. Let me tell you what happens in government. They call what we call, it's like when you get 2 yellow cards, then they give you red. Or when you make like 4 or 5 delivery files, the referee give you yellow. So he had an accumulation of issues that led to that. It was not a one-off issue. So when I say there was action taken against him, it was because of series of things that he had done, accumulating to that one issue. So don't say, oh, he was sacked for COVID. He was sacked for continuous unprofessional behavior. And I'm saying, Mr. Weah took action, unlike now, where people who continue to insult, not just Mr. Weah, all of the political leaders or national leaders, you know, of religious leaders, Mr. Barker embraces them.
So my issue is that I know you're trying to, and again I respect you. You're trying to invade this question, but we will go back. We'll go back to the question for the sake of our audience, Minister. When you serve as as Minister of Information, you have folks under you. You have folks under you insulting opposition leaders. What did you do? Not what President Weah did.
No, but maybe.
Eugene Fagon suspension came. Were you the minister? Were you the minister when they suspended Eugene Fagon? Were you the minister?
No.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So hold on 1 minute, Chief. Chief, let me finish. You got to answer the question, but you want to. You answer. You said no. You answer. You said no. This is very simple. What? Yes. Thank you.
For the whole 1 hour.
And I want all Liberians to just follow us on this. It's very important. We have Daniel Sando. We have Jeremy Pierre. They can insult. They say the bad thing. It's bad for our country. It's bad for the government. But under you, as Minister of Information, you have folks under you that were doing the same thing. What did you do to stop them at the time?
So can I answer now? Firstly, you need to understand how the government works. You know, I was information minister for a little bit, and presidents they don't sack just on one incident. They usually give people benefit of the doubt. So it's a combination of misdemeanors of transgressions that lead to a suspension. So when you say, what did I do? Firstly, I didn't have the authority to suspend my deputy. I can't even suspend an assistant minister. You have to understand how government works. But because of the series of unprofessionalism, what action happened in the end is what we should look at. He was suspended. That's an action. You now have to show or ask the current regime what action has been taken. Not just about the people at the Ministry of Information, but all of the people in the government, the insult senators. The intolerance level is so high. And there are some people in CDC who say, look, because the president, we always say, don't follow them. Let's be civil, let's do our things differently. But there are people in the CDC, strong voices, that are not saying we need open season. Maybe it is what is needed to bring these people to check. And I just want to say to you before you cut off my 30, I even go 30 seconds, you're ready to go again. After talking for 3 minutes, you know, what people are saying, what's most important, we're not perturbed by that. Because for me, I'm a believer in the theory that, you know, there's no press that is bad. Because the more you talk about we are some old man in the interior who never heard about him. Even though you're causing him, they will think, well, what are they causing him one man for? So for me, they can continue, you know, as they've done always. You know, and he's so strong. Look, I remember when he was playing for Survivor and he was about to go to IE. They said, oh, that man too weak. He just let Germany. People were kicking when he reached to ATS. He got to IE, he dominated. When he was going to Cameroon, oh, Cameroon football strong.
Man, the man said as well best. We done with football history. We know who he is. We know what he have done in football.
Character representation of who the man is.
So let's move on.
No, he asked me any other question, I'll go back to that same thing. So better let me just finish that.
Yeah, we'll go back to it. You said it.
And when he went to Cameroon, they said the same thing. He became the best in Africa. Why? Because of what he did in Cameroon. He went to Monaco. Same thing. When he was going to Paris, oh no, he finished.
So that we celebrate President Weah on that. We celebrate President Weah on that. We know when it comes to football that is that area.
Not just football, his whole life. Because even when he wanted to be president, what didn't people say? Oh, I won. He will never win. He won. So he is somebody who likes to surmount hurdles. The more you say he can be, I like the way people say, you know, 2029. Some people even say 2029, and I may be living. Let it go. Can you imagine that? Oh, I may not be living. somebody he appointed, and he doesn't do bad to these people. Lester Tenney, who judge were appointed at local because he had a fallout with Safwa because of his unprofessional behavior at local. He's the deputy chief counsel for administration for the Coursing Association against President Weah. He calls every day. In fact, he said President Weah will soon die. So, if he die now and the people say it's good for him, then you will say that bad. How would you look at somebody and say the person coming down because of politics? But this man surmounts hurdles. Nothing is too big for him to not go over or beyond. So we're not worried about the person.
Okay, so I think we understand that it's a normal thing, but we just got to go back on record. You didn't do anything when the guys under you were insulting all the opposition leaders. You didn't do anything, and we move on. Let's talk about the comeback of CDC. Let's talk about CDC comeback, please, if you allow me to. Let's talk about CDC comeback. You can hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me? Let's talk about CDC comeback quickly, right? Give us 5 reasons why you think CDC coming back. You can hear me? Dama, you want me to go out or you can hear me? Dama, say something. Let's see whether he can hear you just when you came on. Dama, you got to unmute.
I can hear anything.
Yeah, I can hear you. So just go out and come back.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay, but Eugene, can you hear Dama? You got to ask him whether he can hear you.
Honorable Nangwe, you hearing me, right? Honorable Nangwe, can you hear me? Okay, so I think he needs to go. Honorable Nangwe, can you hear me? All right, then just exit and come back. Just log out and log in.
But I think he was hearing me. He was hearing me better though, until you came in.
Let me check everything now.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so let's see if the minister can go out and come back. So Damon, we are getting somewhere here, which is very important. We got but at least 53 more minutes to go. It's very important for us to say to all of you. If we have time, we'll take your question because we're going to hold the former minister, the former commissioner to a lot of these things, Damon. The reason why I'm holding the former minister to this issue, right? Because in government, people come out to protect their own. What Daniel Sano and Jeremy Pierre is doing, people dislike it. But what did Minister Eugene Lane, what did he do at the time to prevent this kind of stuff that have grown, they have grown legs and arms, Damon? And that's the reason why we are asking this question. Now, we also want to know from the minister, since we know that the former president is coming back, and he will be running 2029, what are the 5 major things that they put down as a policy that they are coming back with? Damon, what do you think the minister would say? He's reconnecting.
Yeah, so the first thing the speak to is if you said they did wrong things in the past, that they were booted out of power, why are you now trying to, corroborate what happened in the past as to what's happening now? Shouldn't there be a difference in approaches? That's the first thing I want to speak to if I were to answer that question.
So you go ahead and ask the question. Let's see whether the former minister hearing us. Can you hear us, sir? Are we good?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Thank you. So I will let Damon come in because it's a good way he's taking this out of the question as we move on to policy issue and the comeback of CDC. Damon, go ahead.
Yeah, see, I was just answering the question that if the CDC government was put out because their ministers were talking down on opposition figures, and now you have United Party officials doing the same, then the question the ordinary Liberian will ask, what has changed? What did you change them for? And why should you be justifying actions of the past with actions of the present when you decided you wanted change and you took the CDC government from out there? So that was just the point I wanted to make. So you can go ahead with you. I'm following from the back.
So you just came to arm Eugene. Okay, I know where you're coming from. Are you from the southeastern part of the country, Damon? Because you came to arm Eugene.
and Stanton.
Yes, sir.
I got a copy. Fagon was suspended May 6, 2019. And the release said, President, we are, say, government remain committed to one country, one people policy with zero tolerance for divisive politics or tribalism because of his comments.
And
so
because,
he took action. And,
okay.
and not just, and actually, when I was minister, if you can show me one insult that Fagon did, I will, because I had control of it. But this one is being encouraged. I don't want us to dwell on Fagon and insult because there are more critical things for us to discuss.
Again, Amon, that's why, because we are under 1 hour. Let's talk about the issue. I think the people will decide. We make our point, and you answer to the best of your own understanding on the issue. You know better. You serve in government. Let's move on to the comeback of CDC. CDC having a major convention here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. CDC talking about government of inclusion, bringing everybody on the table. Opposition, imposition, those that will actually leave Unity Party to join them. What message is CDC coming back on with? What would be the key 5 major pillars you guys going to sell to the Liberian people that George Manuel, the former president, didn't do, that this time around he will make Liberia to be a better place, sir?
But first, they will do the 5 pillars we got.
Well, it can be 100, it can be 2. Just talk to us.
But when you talk about reaching out, one of those who want to reach out to is you. You know, we want all the political actors in the tent. It's a big tent, and we've started having conversations about this, and we're receiving a lot of good reception. You know, it's not just about CDC. You know, because in spite of, you know, and when I say this, even some people in CDC, you know, they will say, "Oh, you don't have to say that," because we actually didn't have enough time to deliver on most of what we wanted to deliver on. Simply because, for example, what delayed the Ganda to Sakripi road? It was COVID. The contractors laid down the tools because of COVID. Chico, they had to go back to China. You know, that was a delay. We had a lot of minuses just due to COVID, but yet we delivered. So we're going to tweak our platform, you know, to accelerate the development agenda that we set out to achieve, you know. But is it no political party formulates is election agenda, election platform, you know, like 3 years down the line, you know, in 2028, 29, we will present our platform, which will include what we set out to do in the first place, you know, how to accelerate development, to ensure that we have good governance and rule of law, to ensure economic stability, access to good education for our people. And all of these things will be tested on them. And this is why we're going to continue to do with an expansion, given what would be the current realities of the day. Slender, you are muted. We can hear you.
No, I'm giving you a chance because, sorry, I was communicating with Diamond because we have to push the next thing. The issue about the comeback of the former president, Diamond, you were coming, right? A lot of people saying, but why is President we are coming back? He had an opportunity. Now we're hearing that, well, COVID slowed you guys down. We understand COVID was a global issue. Yes, indeed, most of your plans, most of the government plans didn't go through because we have almost 2 years of a stall. But we have other issues, very, very important issue that the people were let down. One of which, you know, the situation in the country when we talk about your finance minister, Samuel Twe, right? Talking about the mop-up exercise, the 16 billion others. We've been singing that song. And again, look at what happened. The people felt within themselves that President Weah at the time turned his eyes off the ball. I'm going to ask you again, Chief. What would be that comeback message? Change or hope for change. We heard it before. Situation.
We heard rescue. Nothing has been rescued. So,
No. We can go to rescue. We are talking about CDC coming back here.
That's what stems on. You can choose the question, but you can't choose my answer. You say you mentioned the map up exercise. It was, you see, firstly, even we cannot allow you people to repeat the false information that you repeated so much, given the size of your platform, and some Liberian people believe it, but they are realizing the truth. The Minister of Finance has nothing to do with map up. It was an exercise carried out by the Central Bank of Liberia to ensure control some of the inflationary tendencies that are happening in the country at the time. There was investigation or review, and it was found to be legit. You talk about 16 billion. It was just a blinking lie. We did not order printing of money. The government inherited money that were printed. Skoll, the American company, the American government spent $500,000 to investigate, and they produced a report. Nobody wants to read it. Did they say 12 to 16 billion? And everybody called it 12.
Are you saying that on a CDC didn't order the printing of money?
No.
Are you saying CDC didn't order the printing of money?
The 16 billion you talk about.
No, I'm saying the CDC ordered the printing of money. I just want you to be correct because people are listening to you.
Listen, you said 16 billion. I said we did not order that money. It was legislated even before President Weah came to power. And the monies that came in was not that. We asked the president. You see, when these things came about, he took his eye off the ball. He asked the Americans, say, if I investigate these things, these same people will keep lying. Can you send in a company, the American government paid $500,000 and brought in Kroll and Associates, and they investigated and produced a report. The government has been in power for 3 years now.
So let me go back. So let's take it slowly. I beg you, Chief. I need to ask you this. I need to ask you this. Who ordered the printing of money? The 16 billion.
The government. It's all in the report. And the delivery of the money started before President Weah even came to power. And it was all accounted for. I will send you a copy of the full report if you haven't seen it. So
how many? It's not so. Eugene, I don't want us to go back. I want us to move forward.
People believe lies more than the truth, so they believe you at the time. Stand on 16 billion. Philip Brown.
How many? So do how many?
And carry to Jamaica.
Eugene. So Eugene, Minister, Commissioner, under President George Weah, how many times did the president approve the printing of money?
I don't think he did, but I'm not sure. I can check that. But I'm saying that the 16 billion you mentioned, the first thing for what you call president's approval, only the legislature can approve the printing of money under our laws. You know that for you to print money, it's a law.
You understand exactly what I'm saying. The president had his signature to that as well. With that, the president, George Weah, I don't want us to dwell in the past. I want us to move forward, Chief.
But everything you're talking about is the past.
Yeah, because I want to lay this thing up for you to understand. President George Weah, the former president, say he running again. The questions the Liberian people are asking right now in Liberia, things are hard. Times are very, very tough. So what would be that comeback message? I am not making any comparison. It's a responsibility of this government now to fix it. Whether it was like that on the CDC or not, this government must fix it. But what I'm saying to you, what would be that comeback message from the former President George Weah and CDC government?
Okay, you asked me a question, and I always rack my brain. You say when we had a problem with the liquidity situation, there was one authorization.
So they say the answer now. They say the answer.
$500 bills. That's the only one in 2020. That was the only printing that was done. So 2020, 2017, but
that's not true. Under former President George Weah, there were two major money printing in the country. Under the former president, I said there were two major money printing in the country under former President George Weah. So let's leave that one. You say you don't remember that, true?
That's the only one.
Okay.
Don't say leave and show the evidence to the public.
So what I'm saying to you, you said you didn't know, but now you remember there were only one. I'm saying there were only two major printing of money under the former president.
That was so. Let me say this to you: don't obfuscate the issues. You talk about the 16 billion. I said he did not. It was done before he became president. The authorization to print the 16 billion. I'm not saying even that was wrong. What you call 16 billion was not even 16 billion. Okay, the money you guys call 60 billion was not that amount because we asked the Americans to help us. They did. They produced a report. Now, printing money is a function of the government. But when People like you and Philip Brown come and say, oh, they put the money in the truck and carry to Jamaica. So ordinary people believe it.
So you matched me with Philip Brown. What Philip Brown got to do with the conversation?
Even today, you're still talking about it. You know, when it has been established that it was not true. And you say, oh, 12 day mop up. No, mop up was the central bank that did it to address inflationary tendency and to address some of the liquidity situation that we have.
What would be that message that President we are coming back with to win the hearts and minds of the Liberian people?
Well, yes, because firstly, he's a president who has been tried and tested. And because of that, the Liberian people have an opportunity to compare the situation currently with the situation when he was there. They have that opportunity. And they have, a chance to review what they did in the past. So he's coming with a clear message that he has always done, to target the common people, the poor people, the people who are underprivileged, and engage in policies that will help them live out of poverty and increase and improve their life and livelihoods. That is the foundation of the CDC's political platform. How to improve the life and livelihood of the common people and of ordinary Liberians. And secondly, how to expand development, to do the development jump because of how our country is. This is why you saw all of the big projects, the RIA road, the coastal highway that we tried to do, which did not succeed, but which at least we have completed the blueprint for it. Any future government now can it's one thing we're going to do to open the country up. And with the amount of roads that we've done and funded and got funding for, was to address the situation. Look at what happened with LEC, how we expanded electricity access and what we laid down for continued access, to tackle, when the Americans did under the MCC, when they did the assessment of the Liberian economy to find the binding constraints, they determined that lack of access to electricity and lack of access to road were the two major binding constraints for Liberia. So we started to tackle those two. So our platform is going to be based on those fundamental categories. And this is the message we bring people.
So let's break this down. You talk about roads and the yellow and to expand the price issue. Let's talk about, Chief, let's talk about the yellow machine. 285 yellow machine under this government, $21.6 million. Samuka, the yellow machine minister, requested for $51 million just for the year 2026 for the maintenance of the yellow machine. What do you think, President Weah, if he does return?
When did the first batch come into the country? The yellow machine.
The machines are in the machines are in the country. Say that?
We started here by early 2025. We're in 2026. So maybe I will comment in 2027 when they finally put it aside for it to start, when they started attempt to deploy it. It's an impracticable policy, and that they will find it almost impossible to execute. I don't know who advised them to do that. Look at even now, based on the information they are giving, how is that practical? What we need to do is to have a holistic national road expansion policy, which we have started under the CDC, to fix the major roads and to also deal with the secondary road, the primary roads and secondary roads. This is why we started with all the corridors and the local road to extend it.
What was the yellow machine? Was the yellow machine project necessary? Was the yellow machine project necessary, Eugene?
It will be a disaster, so I'm not worried about it. I don't even want to.
No, I'm not saying why. I'm asking you. Under this government, Chief, I beg you. Let push on this a little bit, Eugene. The yellow machine project.
That makes sense.
The yellow machine project, was it necessary under this government?
But if I say it's a disaster, I don't have to use the word necessary.
No, I didn't hear you. That's why I kept on it.
It will be a disaster. So just watch. Okay. My prediction, because this year, don't worry about it. They're not going to do nothing about it. They will be talking. When they put it out next year, the architecture to deploy it alone, they haven't even devised that. The architecture or the procedure for use, Who's going to make sure that, it said the Minister of Public Works, I would say the mission will go this place to do this work. It said the county superintendent, it said the clan chief, it said the legislator will be on that one for the whole of 2027. It's a waste, it's a disaster because it's not a well thought out policy. So I don't want to criticize it because it's an own goal by the government.
If you say that, so Minister, Minister, we got you.
You know how they
but if you say, Minister, I beg you, slow down 1 minute. If you say the Yellow Machine project will be a disaster,
yeah,
under your government, you brought in green machines, brown machines, red machine, right? To open and do farm roads and do these similar projects. Why you think it didn't work then and you did it in a way, but now under this government, it will be a disaster because you did it. You went to Ali ABK and he ordered a lot of machines as well. And he brought it in the country.
No, let me tell you the mistake. We order some because the Ministry of Public Works has a responsibility to perform road works to an extent. At the time, we also used the engineering battalion of the AFL, but that was not our main road policy. Our policy was to pave these lateral roads, not to just have machines going all over the place. So yes, every government, the Ministry of Public Works, is their statutory responsibility to have some of this equipment to intervene when necessary. But when you make it a national project and bring such a huge volume without a clear deployment strategy, without a clear implementation strategy, they're still struggling with that because so we've gone, since the talk about the machine, the president said in his annual message, which year? Check when he spoke about it and where we are now. And I'm telling you, my projection is that they might try to start it in 2027, which, I don't see it working. And this is why you asked me for my opinion. And my opinion is based on the available information that I have. And as a politician, I try to understand what these people are trying to do. And it's still not clear to them, let alone to myself. So from a political standpoint, and as a member of the CDC, it's an ongoing about the school. I'm not going to stop them from scoring it, because but then the next thing of that is that then the Liberian people will see that we had a better policy and they should have stuck to it. Complete the RIA rule. Do you know who did the feasibility and design for the coastal highway? It was the European Union. I can send you a copy. It was not a weird imagination. There is an existing feasibility that's available for the coastal highway. But because we are talking about it, they jump over it, over the big buying machines.
So we're gonna end up on the yellow machine. It's in the country.
It's not even yellow. I don't know why.
Okay, we agree. Let's say F moving machine.
Okay, before we complete, I want to say, I think it will be, remember the machine that used to sit near where we have the National Registry, the former Chancellor former house. It was later MPP headquarters. Right on the road, I used to see the green machine. And remain at the spot.
Are you saying the machine will just sit somewhere and the storms and things will go into them?
No, but the impact will be so.
Do you think the F moving machine? Do you think
the way they are trying to do it? It's not how people do.
Do you think the F moving machine is needed in the country today?
What you need is a program to pave the roads. The primary roads first, and then some secondary roads, which we have initiated already, to grab a bunch of machines and put it in the hand of people who wouldn't know how to use it, or who to manage it, I should say, because you can find people to man it physically. How is it going to be managed? If you send 10 to Nima, who's going to supervise it? The client chief wanted in this place, the legislator wanted this place. It will be a disaster. I'm making a prediction. Not because I don't want.
And we move on. You say the yellow machine will be a disaster. Let's move on while you talk about LOFA. And I want to bring to your attention, we have not heard the CDC position officially on the situation at the border. I want to give you a chance to explain the takeover of Liberian land and the situation at the border. The president spoke on the ones, a lot of different reasons. Let's hear you. What's CDC position on this border issue, sir?
But you the same what I said, President. He doesn't speak on national issue. Do you know that he made a statement on this matter?
And again, you got to correct yourself, President. We cannot take questions from the local press on national issue. That's what I said. And you cannot deny that, sir.
No,
he have never taken. He have never sat down to take questions. So let's get to the border issue. No, he have never. Show me the video that he have called a roundtable of press to ask him questions. But let's get to the border issue, sir. What's CDC position on the border issue?
Recently, when he came from abroad, I think it was.
You walking through the airport, people asking you questions at what you want to say.
He stopped and spoke to them.
So let the president go back home and sit in the mansion and call the local press to ask questions. But I want to go back to the border issue, sir. What's the CDC position with the takeover of Liberia land at the border?
Former President Weah presented a statement in which he said that the situation was delicate. He called for the exercise of urgent diplomacy to resolve the matter. That was when it happened at Newly. The chairman of CDC issued a subsequent statement. The same man who you said was missing action. He had a press conference and laid out our position that the government should ensure that the land is not taken by the Guineans, so he should accept every effort. In fact, President Weah offered himself and he also pointed out that it's unfortunate that because of the government's behavior, normally former presidents receive some level of security briefing after they leave office. The government didn't tell him, he already through other sources that he has. Yet he issued a statement calling, which I can share with you because he did issue it, that there should be accelerated diplomacy and that he's available to speak to other regional leaders for this to happen. President Baga didn't respond to that, but the Liberian people listened to that. And then subsequently, the chairman of CDC issued a subsequent statement asking for the government to be more proactive to seek resolution for the matter because Liberians are suffering as a result of that. People have left their villages, they can't farm, and the government has maintained a very loud silence about this. That is like it's nothing that's happening. They only find people who they believe are speaking in a way that they don't like, and then they punish them. That's all. That's the only activity the government is carrying out regarding the border issue. But CDC has articulated its position over and over through our standard bearer, through our chairman, through the Secretary General, and through other party officials. So our position is well known that this matter has to be resolved by the government being more proactive and engaging stakeholders in a very active manner. That is our position. Unfortunately, the government has ignored this position, and that's just the position of the CDC. And Mr. Cummings spoke about it. Musa Bilede, the other political leader, spoke about it, but the government has ignored all the opposition leaders. And as usual.
How do you think this will end? Well, what's your view? You've been around the globe. You follow this international and local politics. You know exactly what's happening in the region. How do you think this will end, though? Do you think the Guinea will surround this land back?
The first thing that needs to happen, the onus is on the government of Liberia to accelerate its diplomatic engagement about this matter and show how serious it is, based on a lot of work that we did, and that was culminated by this government because we did a whole lot and got commitment for the Security Council city. So we have it now. It's a leverage. How you utilize that leverage, how you utilize your diplomatic leverage, your political leverage, and your engagement with other regional leaders can bring about a solution. But I think the government has adopted an attitude to ignore the problem and hope that it will go away by itself. That is not going to happen. There has to be a proactive.
Under the former President George Manneh, we have Lieutenant Fado McGill, the current NSA boss right now, Prince Johnson, when he was serving as chief of staff. They flew to Guinea and under the other leadership and to resolve some of this issue. It was quietly done. What did you guys do further, to your understanding, that we didn't see this for 6 years? The Honor Madam said it, we didn't see it. It was attempted to, but it didn't happen. But under this government, they took the land, they are the position right now. What led to this failure? What can you tell Liberians?
You know, firstly, I have to say that President Dumoya came to power when President Weah was still president. He didn't come to power under President Baka. So we had an architecture of what we call the joint border engagement mechanism that was headed by our the then Minister of Internal Affairs, Vani Salif, who made several trips, what we call confidence visits to Guinea for engagement. In fact, I remember as far back as when I was Minister of Information, who made some trips to Guinea, and the president had a special, the former president then, the president then, who's the former president now, had a special envoy for Guinea. So we engaged the Guineans in many ways. I must admit that they did not raise the issue of ownership of the portion of land in question, but they raised issues of border security and asked for a joint commission, which was co-headed by Vani Salif and the then Minister of Interior of Guinea under the very current president of Guinea. So I don't know what all of these institutions, I know that there's been a dismantlement of some of them. The Mano River Union architecture also was, I don't know what I'll call it, dismantled, but nobody pays attention to it again. I'm talking about at this level of the secretariat, the engagement they made with the Guineans, you know. So it's an effort that must be taken, you know. And when I speak about some of these things, and when our parties speak, people say, oh, they were there, but we did a lot as well. So are these people engaging, not just the Guineans, but other partners in the Union and in ECOWAS and in AU and also at the UN? Have we made it an issue? No, we have not. Have we formally tabled this matter to the UN Security Council? We have not. Have we tabled it to ECOWAS? Have we? No, we have not. So the government attitude is that, oh, let's just ignore it. It will go away by itself. And my experience is that these things will never go away by themselves. You know, they might slow down, then they fester again, and there is a possibility of it exploding. So the government has been derelict in its duties to protect the borders. That's a constitutional duty of the government. The president took an oath to protect the Constitution. And one of the fundamental aspects of our constitutional integrity is our sovereignty. So if another country can come and spend months and months and months on Liberian territory without any response or any significant response, that's a dereliction of duty, a significant dereliction of duty. That, you know,
do you think this will continue to 2029?
I don't know, you know, but I think the government has an opportunity to go and try to fix it. But, you know, they have let it drag on so much that, you know, that policy that you just hope it will go away by itself. You do minimal engagement, you know, at the summit level, and there's no engagement at the ministerial level or at the commission level, or you don't make it a case at the regional bodies. I don't see how it's going to go away.
There was some information that the former president, George Weah, a friend to Macron, the French president, that he spoke on this border issue. Was that accurate?
To Macron? About that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, not about, he hasn't spoken to him about the border issue, but he has spoken. The former president has a lot of friends in the French government that he speaks to very regularly, and also in the Guinean government. He speaks to them, you know, time in, time out, you know, on an unofficial basis, but he recognizes that foreign policy is within the ambit of President Baka, so he has not done any foreign policy engagement, no.
Did you just say that he got friends? You're saying President Weah has friends in this current Guinean government that he speaks to?
You know, people there, like, it's a small war, you know. So yes, does he communicate with them? Sometimes, yes. If they reach out, he listens, and you know, and he does that. That's just Guinea. Also, Ivory Coast, you are aware, we published, you know, a meeting that he had with President Ouattara recently. He had a meeting with the president of who was then the head of African Union, President Denis Sassou Nguesso. He spoke on the phone recently with President Mahama. So as a former president, yes, he does a lot of outreach with.
Let's stay in. Let's stay in for you, Commissioner. Since we discussed the border issue, it's good that you're speaking to this. Let's talk about the FOIA $10 billion project.
I think the government, is called with these plans down. They keep saying different things about that. That's I think it's a presidential perk project. President Barker became president. He wants to have some perks, and at the detriment of the Liberian people. He has committed money. I don't believe that it's even 10 million. If we do an accurate appraisal of the actual cost, it will be far more. But even the 10 million cannot be properly explained. First, they said it was Mano River Union project. It is not. And then they said, oh, it's for guests. I don't know how many international guests we're going to have in FOIA. And, that need a swimming pool with many villas, with all of the luxuries. So I think the president wants the perks, of power. And he's using the Liberian pool money to achieve that.
Do you think the president was further informed of this project? Because he said he didn't know.
But he went there when they were building it. I got pictures of that video. You yourself published it. So, I mean, he knew about it because he visited it, at the inception, and Mr. Kesely, the other Marcos man, the Minister of State, he posted it with the president being present. So how will you say he doesn't know about it? He knows.
So the approach of the president, and I like to squeeze in this issue about what is happening in the country when people say the country is hard. You in Liberia, you're around the globe, you travel in and out. Speak to the Liberian people tonight, make that comparison. Is it worse today than under former President George Manowe of CDC?
Absolutely, but am I, I'm a fair person, because of my position as a member of the CDC, I should not be that messenger. I can give my analysis, because if you came to power with a lot of promises and you raise hopes of people, all over in Nimba, in Lofa, in Monserrato, civil servants, and say, harmonization, which was a way to try to balance and ensure harmony. Harmonization has a root word in our pay systems, where we are, as a minister, then, before harmonization, I could decide, look at you center and say, the allowance will be $20. And that's it. It was legal. Harmonization changed that and we formed a single pay system. Harmonization did not just cut pay. It increased pay of many of the civil servants at the bottom tier of the pay structure. But some of the imbalances in the civil service was corrected. They were corrected. So minister couldn't wake up and say, you're the director of personnel, your allowance is $500. The other person is the director of maintenance, the allowance is $50. That kind of lack of parity was addressed by the harmonization process. And what the CDC did was to take the high political ground, the political high ground, because when we're looking at pay structure, you said, work with the government of Liberia under President Salif and started developing some parallels and some options of what to do to harmonize our pay structure, and we just look at that, reconstituted it, and ensure that we have a harmonized pay structure. Did it affect the pay of some people? Yes, it did. And nobody likes the pay to be cut. So it was a tough political decision that we took, but it was a good decision. And then the UP made all the promises. You harmonize our vote. They made people to sing. You harmonize our pay, we harmonize the vote. Okay, have they reversed it? Can they reverse it? We're in the third year, and this is the fourth budget of the UP government. This budget now, we haven't seen the outturn yet. The budget outturn will tell us exactly how much was collected and how much, but even the quarterly outturns that we see, and the budget does not deal with these issues. Most of the money in the $1.2 billion budget is going to our recurring expenditure and presidential projects. You know, the amount of money going to double, going to the speaker, I think triple, going to the NSA that reports to the president, going to the office of the president, so the monies are not going to projects that will impact people, you know, how people can get access to government subsidies, how businesses can operate. And in addition to that, there's so much new taxation, you know, from if you're a business person, you're paying 10% tax, and all of a sudden they increase it to 13%. That has an impact on your bottom line. So when people say the country is hard, it is because of all of these reasons. The taxation, mainly. Now, instead of paying 10 to 11% on goods and services, you know, which was the GST, we have the VAT that is 13%. Try to import a vehicle to the port of Monrovia. It has not gone down, it has increased. You know.
But so the argument,
I was at the, you know, a lot of the guys who sell used car, I know them, sometimes we hang around because when you know, I was trying to get a car for my daughter. So I was looking around and they say the government, nobody buying the cars like that anymore, you know, because everybody found a way to buy the Chinese cars, you know, so that's one of the sectors that's impacted. The people who do catering, the government hardly engage them for major catering contracts. When they have a program, they find another way to do it. That's an impact on that other sector. You know, people who used to access.
So do you think it's all because of the situation?
Because of the policies of the government. It's not accidental. It's because of deliberate policies by the government of Liberia that's causing the hardship in the country. And more to that, those in authority, they say, oh, we're doing better. So they don't care. But the Liberian people are feeling it, they are listening, they are watching, and they will have an opportunity to fix it.
Yeah, so my question is that let's talk about holistically. When we talk about education, when you talk about healthcare across the country, right? The university as a whole, you know, Gafran would say, well, we put this budget in, well, this budget didn't come out, the alternate would speak differently. So people think that the country is hard. The bread and butter issue, the chicken wing, the momwen, the dry rice ingredients, everything is up. You'd say that, President, we are coming back. What would be some of those things he put in place that would bring things to normal level if we ever had normalcy in the country?
Yeah, some of the things that are enumerated, there's no reason for us to overtax our people. The taxation that has been increased, it might look minimal, but if you go from 10 to 13% or from 11 to 13, that's a significant increase that affects bread and butter issues. Okay, so I remember, you know, today the asset recovery guy said he's prosecuting Minister Dix because of a policy that the government, along with the, you know, through the legislature, implemented the subsidy. You know, when because of COVID, the Indian rice growers decided to stop exporting to certain countries, the price of rice ballooned. So we created a subsidy to subsidize rice so that the price doesn't affect the common people. Now, when you're making policies to affect the poor people, these are the considerations that you make. So we implemented that, and it's kept the price of rice stable in spite of the global challenge that we had. You know, so I have to say, when we're talking about president, we have to look at the record. You know, now the eyes of the public is very clear. They're all that propaganda, the politics, people saying, oh, the man doing this, oh, he's taking the rest, oh, people can see now that it wasn't the case, that his policies were impactful. They were pro-poor driven. Look at and the issue of taxation. If you tax, if people are paying for chicken soup, because the importer or the dealer will always transfer the price to the consumer. So if you put a 13% tax on chicken soup or on frozen chicken, it affects the consumer. So we have to look at the taxation policy for it to be pro-gaming. If you know, the PAPD will revise it to accommodate the modern realities of the country, and we capture all of those in our new agenda. First in our political platform, and then when we take government in our national development plan, and it will be targeted at those measures that will alleviate the suffering of the masses.
But my question here is that, and it's fair to say though, because things are changing in the country, Honorable Eugene. Where we are today, we got about another 15 minutes left, folks. We're going to squeeze everything in. The conversation with the Commissioner Eugene Nagbe is round, and it's very important for us to have it. What would be that message if you are looking at the broad government of inclusion? We talk about other opposition leaders. How are you guys engaging them? Musa Bedite, Mr. Coleman, Seymour Freeman, the Benda Ure, and all other folks that think that this government can only be removed by opposition unity. Do you buy that? What would be your message to them?
100%. You know, but while we're having some engagements, you know, for you to go into a marriage, you have to clean yourself first. So while we are concomitantly engaging with these political leaders, you know, at the highest level, and we're going to accelerate that in the coming weeks and months. But while we're doing that, we're also fixing our grassroots base at CDC. I just articulated some of the actions we are taking. You know, to in some counties we are changing the leadership, bringing in new blood, including Monserrato. We have the chairman who led us to 2023 election is no more. We have a new chairman. We have some of our coordinators who are still there. Some are new. We are building our own foundation first, or in parallel to the engagement that we are making, because, you know, after the elections, we have had some movements. You know, some of our leaders left the party, like Fala, like Thomas Fala, like
Sir Joseph, and the rest of them, yeah.
And for Sir Joseph, he formed his own party. But the CDC is a dynamic party, you know, and it has the ability to regenerate and reinvigorate itself and to be rejuvenated. So we are fixing some of the issues and rebuilding our strong selves. And the response is so overwhelming. I'm very pleased. So President Weah has been engaging other political leaders at that level, even at the level of our chairpersons. If you notice that we have issues, a lot of joint statements, and we are now going to transition to the next step where Chairman Ko spoke about that we have an opposition consultative forum where, you know, all the members of the opposition will start articulating national issues. You know, it's like getting to know one another better, and then we hope it will culminate into you know, a grand coalition of the willing, you know, the willing to fix our country, to take our country from those who, you know, came to power with lies and who have been unable, in spite of the good platform that we left properly. So that is what we focus on, you know. So the CDC has proven to be resilient, and in the face of a lot of attacks from the government of Liberia and the UP regime, you know, but our resilience continued to build and build and build, and you know, it was symbolic what it did, you know, in my estimation, what it did at the CDC headquarters. While we still have an ongoing case, what was the rush to break the place down, you know? But just they thought by breaking the physical structure, they were broken the CDC. But in fact, like a phoenix, you know, the phoenix, you know, we rose again from the ashes, or like the Pegasus, we remain strong, you know. So our new headquarters will soon be completed. We see the massive support from the ordinary partisans who are contributing in spite of the dire economic situation. Our leaders are also contributing, including the former president. He's spending a lot of money there, and we'll soon complete it, but it's still just a symbol. The strength of the CDC is not in the building. The strength is with the commitment, the resilience, and support from the
Can
ordinary.
you tell the Liberian people whether CDC and the former president have realized that one thing that led to his removal?
Well, it was a series of things, and we learned, because most of it, there was some that was self-initiated, so we have to look inward, and we are doing that. But a lot of it also was due to how the number of deceptive lies that were told against the government, and it managed to sink into Liberians, the promises, the false promises, the false narrative.
We agree. There's no perfect government. Somebody will lie to come to power. But what did you do that led to your removal? What are the self-inflicted wounds?
No,
I'm just.
Was done by.
What are some of the self-inflicted injury that you caused on yourself?
One of it is we in my estimation we overlook the strength of the political propaganda, and allow it to fester and to get sustained. That's the main thing. Yes, every government, a new government, there were some slip-ups, but they were not sufficient for the kind of backlash that we
But what
received.
are those slip-ups? What are those self-inflicted injury that you caused on yourself? Forget the propaganda. It was you should have done your propaganda too, but you didn't. So what are some of the issues that caused the president nationally that the people
to announce that to the public?
No, but we're having a conversation. You said some was self-inflicted.
There's a limit to what I can say.
I mean, you choose not to say that's fine, but you say it was self-inflicted. Let's look at the broad range. Let's look at the broad range here, right? Let's talk about the bread.
I said some of it was self-inflicted, but a vast portion of it was the external propaganda attack that we underestimated and that we allowed to fester, and people started believing the lies. But now, luckily for us, the lies are being exposed.
So for me, I understand that, because no one put lock on your folks' mouth to be quiet. It's propaganda that goes to both. But let's talk about the self-inflicted. Oh, you can't go into the self-inflicted, because something that was done, right, that you did as a political party, as a government, that drove the people off. That's what you are talking about, but you don't want to go further.
No.
What did CDC, what did the former president, and CDC do? What did the former president?
I recognize it at the beginning.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Eugene,
we're a political party. So
when you, I agree, you recognize it, because
who believe that president, we have 2 kidneys from the 3 boys that died, and nothing I could tell him, he will believe it.
You think some of these things,
but he believe it. Now the very government, this current government investigator and found out, they re-investigated.
So Eugene, I'm saying we hold you to what you said. You have your own. Let's forget about the propaganda out there. Let's forget about the smoke screen. What I'm asking you, but what I'm asking you, the internal problem, like when you came out during the election time. Let's play this for you. Maybe you'll recollect. So, 1 minute. I got something I wanted to share with you. I think this is it. All right, we'll come back to it. When you said that, well, this CDC government, if the government win, we will not hire nobody from Unity Party. Do you still stand? Do you still stand by that statement?
Don't play out of context thing like the way with Marcus. No context, you just play a 30-second clip.
Why if I ask you my question, you won't correct me? I'm asking you. Some of the self-inflicted wound. Let's go back to the people's issue. When the people were asking for the change in government, that president, we are listening, we love you, we like you, right? But we think this time for you to reshuffle. The president didn't reshuffle. Elements within, I'm not asking you to call names, but elements within CDC government at the time, they were their own problem. The mob put them in trouble. And the opposition bought onto that and sold it to the people. So you cannot blame the opposition propaganda. You had your mentor who should be doing propaganda. You had Henry Costa. You had the other group of people that left me and they were running your propaganda. You have men like Asidu and Kev Hassan. You have people that were doing propaganda. So
damage.
So
I'm admitting to that the external damage came because of the huge propaganda that we underestimated that settled in the minds of the people. I just gave you an example. Somebody came up on the video and said, "Oh, President, we have took kidneys from 3 boys." Really? Which wasn't true, but
I don't know if any human being need three kidneys to survive. But anyway, let me
because it was
hey.
It's just an example. I don't want to go.
What have this government done to you?
Institute,
this is your former party, Minister. This is your former party, right? Under Madam Sally, you serve in the Unity Party government. You work there, right? You transition to CDC. Here come Unity Party again. What have this government? But let me finish what you will answer me. Let me rest. No, let me rest. Let me rest, Chief. You will answer me.
You can't rest.
It's your work to answer. I almost done and you interrupt me. What have this government done to you? You think you can give them from 0 to 9 a good grade? What have this done?
Really? You expect me to be upgraded?
I'm asking you a serious question. In everything, 3 years, in everything. What are some of the good things the government have done?
I don't see it. 0. You expect? I can't even get in 1%. I get in 0.
So let me.
And you know what?
That hold your while. Let me play this. Let me play this. Let me play this.
I think the media can be helpful. Our media is a little bit too negative. Even as an opposition member, are there not some positive things happening? Yes, but when you turn on your social media, all you see is the negative. Very few people will talk about what's happening positively. So we've gotten engaged in a real negative society. Everything we're doing is just something, taking us backwards instead of helping us to move forward.
Madam former Vice President, you talk about some of the good things. You want to name a few of them?
For example, yesterday, the First Lady went to do groundbreaking for the first post-war maternity hospital, which we need. You have a lot of hospitals that are doing many things, but that's a positive thing, that the Latter-day Saints has come to partner with our government to.
So, the reason why I play this, Minister, you got to understand that even the Vice President are celebrating some of the good stuff in this government. What say you to what you said? The former Vice President, Madam Joao Taylor.
Well, she's one of the advocates for a better discourse in our body politic, and she's assuming that the people in the UP government are people who will reason and understand that we have one country, and therefore we should not undercut our governance gains. She's a very good woman, so she's advocating for us to tone down the hateful rhetoric on both sides. So, but like I always say, the other side, it takes 2 hands to shake hands. She's shown her hand over and over. They don't try to shake her hand back. So from our official position as the CDC is that we have determined that the government is deliberately, after the president's statement that he wants to erase CDC, seeking to destroy our party.
The president have no official statement that he wants to erase CDC. You listen to the former vice president. The former vice president said there's a lot of good things in this government. I'm going back to what she said. You listen to her. She named one about the hospital groundbreaking. Yeah, but you saying none. You saying none. And your immediate boss, the former vice president, saying you got some.
So why should I praise breaking ground for a smaller hospital that they will not even finish? It's just a load of flow.
What do you mean they will not finish?
They don't finish it. We broke ground for 14 military hospital. The brother who was vice president, who was former vice president, did he come and say it was good?
So I will take you back.
The other day, the former vice president, she made tabagi and she invited me. I had a good lunch. She's a very good woman, and she thinks the politics in Liberia should be good politics. But unfortunately, the other side
they are incapable of doing
So,
proper
so
policy.
she's saying the right thing, but you are being intentional that and playing politics.
What
She
she's saying
just said,
is what she
she just
decides.
said, there's some good things in this government that is happening.
But I don't,
You heard what she
you
said.
don't see it.
She just said,
But I
there's some
just
good
counted
things
it.
in this government that is happening. But you are on, I mean, contrary to what you are saying, you say nothing at all.
Yes, I'm speaking on behalf of the former president. We don't
So
see
she's
it.
a former,
Because
she's
when
the
we did-
former
when we
vice
did-
president.
Yes, she has a position. And I said I respect her. She wants a proper political dialogue in our country. And she has articulated that over and over. But the position of the former president of Liberia is that the government, the current regime, is a destructive regime that wants to break our political architecture, our democratic architecture down. And that is what we're dealing with.
So it means that president, we are the former president, the former vice presidents, they are on different sides of the aisle.
So
One of them saying the country is moving well. One of them saying the people are doing some lot of good stuff. But Mr. Minister, you are speaking as the chief of staff of the former president, my friend and brother George Manuel. We are we are. But again, the former vice president, and let me play this because folks want to hear it. Folks want to hear it again. Folks want to hear. I will play it and we'll give you a chance, Chief. We got a few more minutes.
I think the media can be helpful. Our media is a little bit too negative. Even as an opposition member, are there not some positive things happening? Yes, but when you turn on your social media, all you see is the negative. Very few people will talk about what's happening positively. So we've gotten engaged in a real negative society. Everything we're doing is just something, taking us backwards instead of helping us to move forward.
Madam former Vice President, you talk about some of the good things. You want to name a few of them?
For example, yesterday, the First Lady went to do groundbreaking for the first post-war maternity hospital, which we need. You have a lot of hospitals that are doing many things, but that's a positive thing, that the
first post-war.
So, but do you also agree
the
that
first
the media,
post-war maternity center?
Stand on. And you made me to listen to it twice. Do you also agree that the media is toxic, as she said? You own
in every country, the media. In every country, the media should be toxic.
In every country,
the media should be toxic. Yeah.
In every country, there are bad opposition. In every country, opposition can praise.
But to my point, though, she's celebrating the goodness in this government.
No, she's not.
She's saying that since post-war, since post-war,
to praise a government that is bent on dismantling the democratic gains. So I'm telling you, our position is that yes, she's
opposition is not a position.
Well, you keep interrupting me.
Why you always the tester? We're talking. We have a conversation.
But you keep interrupting. Yes, it's your radio station, it's your platform. But
forget what I want, Bobby. That's your part. We have a conversation, Chief.
So, but then you have to give me a chance to articulate our position. Like I said, she is somebody who wants a good discourse in the country. The political discourse should not be toxic, but the toxic nature of our political discourse, was constructed by the Unity Party. So our position as the CDC is that because when we broke ground for example, she named the hospital. When we broke ground for the Emory Hospital, not just broke ground, when we even cut the ribbon, they condemned it. A 14 military hospital, broke ground, they condemn it. Cut the ribbon, they condemn it. Even the RI road, they condemn it. So why do you expect us to even begin to commend them for anything? I told you I gave them 0. I don't see anything good they are doing because the negativity overwhelmed any good thing that they could have possibly done. When they're seeking to trample on political rights of the Liberian people, then you say they could destroy the country based on their behavior. The president has a serious executive overreach, targeting opposition figures in every way and manner. And then I should say they're doing good. They're not doing good. They're undermining the country. And we'll continue to hold their feet to the fire in spite of whatever they do. And the city.
So we have two positions here. One from the former, the office of the former president, and one from the office of the former vice president.
I'm speaking the position of the Congress for Democratic Change.
Correct. Contrary to what the former vice president is saying.
It's not contrary. She has a personal view, and I'm giving you the official view of a political institution that she will subscribe to once we continue our engagement. You know, she has aspirations for a good discourse in the country, but her aspirations is not the position of the political institution. You know, and like I said, she's a very good woman. She wants peace. She wants engagement.
Yes. She's a quiet woman.
Positivity, but the reality is that there's no positivity from these people.
She's a quiet woman. I give you that. She's a respectful woman as well, and I do admire her.
All respectful and quiet.
I don't know. I don't know about all of y'all. She's a respectful woman.
Yeah, because she said there's one good thing about the government. She also said the media is not doing well. You're missing the point. She was talking about the political discourse.
No, but listen though. Listen, Eugene. The media will remain the media on both sides of the aisle. The media shooting
will remain the opposition.
No, but listen, we are saying the same thing. You have an opposition, an immediate former vice president telling us that this government is doing excellent, exceptionally well. And you're going contrary to that.
Since you're playing recording, so I played a recording of Jeremiah Kun when he was talking against President Baga. What does it mean?
It's up to you. You got your phone, you can play.
Yeah, but you control the
you can play. You're the best. I'm not going to meet you.
So it doesn't mean
I don't have it. I don't have it. If you want to play, play.
He has a view. It's all over. Multiple.
Yeah, but I'm saying that we agree on something. Yeah, she has a view and she praising the government.
We further agree that even the current vice president has spoken negatively about the current president.
I have not seen it though. I have not seen it.
Yeah, well, you choose. You have selective amnesia. You decide what to remember and what not to remember.
But let's try to close this show. It's always good having you from the southeastern region of the country, Lane, Eugene Nangbe, as always. But I want to bring you home, coming home to the serious. And let's close on the serious note here, Chief. The country, everywhere you turn today, in people that caught us, the need of government that will be for the people, the need of government that will cater to the needs of the liberated people. And we are saying that you are bringing back the former President George Mano. We discussed this, and we're going to discuss this over and over and over again. Who is President we are coming back with? And what is so important, if you can, you don't have to name names, that he must come back as a vice president. Which county is he coming back with? Is he coming back with someone that if you know, you can tell us, if not, that's fine. Nema County, Lofa, Bon County. I named those three counties. Are we expecting the former president to take someone? Is he bringing someone from the southeastern region? Can President Weah wins without Nema or Lofa County?
Well, firstly, when we spoke earlier, you asked whether we have cooperation with other political actors. And I told you yes. So if we, at this stage, already choose, what we're going to do, who's going to be the vice president, who's going to be the minister, what would be the basis of our engagement with these people? So we have a carte blanche for now. And as CDC, our standard bearer is there. But we also have somebody who was the vice president who's still around. But does it mean that we don't have conversations to engage other political actors? So yes, we cannot make such a decision now before we have these conversations. We make the decision. Normally, a vice president is choosing in the election year. So we are continuing our conversations, and we make the proper decision based on the engagement we have, the demographic realities, the political realities will be what will drive the decision that will be made. But we are asking our counterparts in the opposition to allow us to participate, and we engage in political discussions, to form a coalition. And for us to do that, we have to come with open minds, and this is where we're going. So I can't tell you I'll be lying.
No, you're right. You're right. Are you saying that President Weah cannot return as vice president? A lot of people saying he probably might come back as vice president to one of those girls. No, it's off the record.
He's going at the top of the ticket. It's on the record.
No, I mean the vice president issue is off the record.
No, it's not off the record. I said we have not reached such a decision because
No, President Barker returning as vice president. We are returning as vice president is off the record.
No, not off the record. It's off the table completely. He's going at the top of the ticket. Yeah.
Is he considering giving the vice president position, if needs be, to the opposition party that will collaborate with him, that they can choose?
This is why I said that though we have Her Excellency Joel, who said very well, but we are engaging in conversations with other members of the opposition. If a determination is made that we have to make a choice that is not her, which for now is not the case, we will have consultation, including with her on the table, for us to make such a decision. She's the standard bearer.
Are you in direct conversation with the NPP?
But the NPP's leader is a strong part of our team, and she's.
Which one of the leader? They have two leaders, George or Joel?
One leader.
And you got James Barney, and again, that's why I'm asking the question.
People announced that they got one leader. Is there two?
Are you in direct conversation with ANC? Are you talking to ANC?
Multiple conversations, and we escalate, accelerate these conversations, as time go on. Like I said,
CMC Musability.
An opposition consolidated forum.
But what about CMC Musability?
Oh, even more. We talked to him.
And I believe that Simon Freeman is in your corner. Am I correct?
No, he's not in anybody's corner. He's in his corner.
You are having conversation with him. That's what I mean.
He's engaged in such exchanges for us to collaborate.
Have you engaged Lano?
Not to the level I want, so we're still pushing. On a personal level, I know the Lano leader, but as a political party, we have not pushed enough yet. So we're creating, trying to formulate the platform for us to formalize this engagement.
Is the former president speaking to them directly?
Almost all of them. Like I said, not Lionel, but the rest of the people you in.
What about ARCO?
Some part of ARCO, but you describe NPP as having two leaders, but ARCO almost the same. There are some people in ARCO that are talking to us, some are not. So we're engaging with the faction that are open to talk with us. And we're also talking to you.
Why are you talking to me? But listen, though, I think it was a great conversation, and I think the Liberian people need to know more from you, from the party leadership.
Well,
I mean,
to come on your show,
no problem. One surprising thing I can tell you, maybe you guys did that. The former president reached out to me so often, and we talk so often. So I mean, that's a good way to go. Yeah. So again, we talk about. Say that.
You can call President Barker.
Okay, if President Barker be former president, I will discuss it. If President Barker be former president, I will answer that question. But let me ask you a question, though. Not the last thing here. Who actually, President, we are the former president, comfortable going against?
Oh,
is he really want to go against President Barker or Jeremiah Cohen?
Let me tell you, he said he always gives football analogies. He said you can draw your own team, you can draw the other people's team. So we will draw our team. When they draw the team, anybody they bring, that person will play. We can draw a team for them.
Is this CDC concerned more now about Nima compared to when Prince Johnson was alive?
We're concerned about every county because every county is important. If we are one with more than 17,000 votes in Monserrata, or Monserrata might give you other candidates, Nima would have been. Nima is very important, because of its demographic side. But a lot is happening there, so we are pleased with how Nima is going.
Do you think Jeremiah Cohen can bring that? Do you think Jeremiah Cohen can bring that Prince Johnson vote from Nima?
He can't even bring Jeremiah Cohen votes before Prince Johnson votes. A whole lot is happening there. All the promises he made to the chief, the elders, zero. So we're working in Nima as well. Thank you.
You got your folks in Nima?
Oh yeah. We got our St. Reginald is there, the party chairman, we have Garrison, and we have our young people, who supported us, they stay there. And we're reaching out to some of the elders, the chiefs, and the prominent people of Nima who have been disappointed. You know, we have been meeting with one of the senators. I meet with Koga very regularly. He's a good man, and we're engaging him. So
you met with Koga?
I met with Koga personally, and President Weah met with him several times.
On what ground? On what was your meeting about?
But you just asked her to engage with he's a member.
No, I'm asking. We're having a closing conversation now. Are you meeting with Koga to join CDC?
Like we're doing with other people. We're having meeting in Bond County with Henry Yala and other people like that.
I heard that you engaged with Prince Moyi too. Is that true?
Everybody. Prince Moyi, was originally from PUP. So we're talking to everyone. We want a broad-based coalition. So yes, but some of the prominent people who can broadcast, but there are some people who will not.
You don't want to broadcast. But why would Koga meet? Why would Koga have an engagement with George Weah, the former president?
Why not? It's Koga. He's not a UP man. He's from MDR. He can speak.
He's Jeremiah Kun man. He's Jeremiah Kun guy.
Well, you can ask him. You want Koga's number to ask him?
No, I have Koga's number. I can call him. He answers.
Ask him whether he met with me or not.
No, I know he did, but I'm saying to you though.
This coming week, this week in fact.
You are meeting Koga this week?
I usually number will meet with Koga. I also going to Bond County to have a meeting with Yala. From there I go to Nima. And our party chairman is having other meetings. I think he's going to keep. So we are engaging people. We invited some of them to our program in Grand Jeda. We live in those stone time,
Wow.
Yes.
So I mean,
meeting with them doesn't mean they have committed anything.
No, it's not commitment, but your engagement with them while they serve in the government and serve as government people is kind of concerning though. Because Koga supporting the MDR, supporting the Unity Party, he may not be a Unity Party member, but the name Koga from Nima County. How you think? While we close, my last question, sorry, it's always good having this conversation with you. I do appreciate you, by the way. My regards to the entire party. Spoon Network is here. You can engage.
I can continue, but I want to engage you too as well. I'm engaging Koga. On a political level.
You want to engage me?
You.
I mean, I know nobody, but I don't engage me. I nobody. I just follow the people. But President Baga and Jeremiah Kun have engaged me. Joe Weah engaged me. You engaged me. I got no problem. I follow the people.
Let me tell you, they're also engaging people.
Why can you? The only person that have engaged me from your party is
about who we can talk to.
No, I agree.
Let's tell some of our CDC people that we can try to bring some of our people back who are in UP, like the Minister of State. We try to, we have to reach out to him to come back home.
The Minister of State, Sam Stikwa?
Yes.
You know that President Baga's son. He's not going nowhere.
He wasn't always his son. He used to be with our son before.
Yeah, but that's the politics. Are you concerned about the takeover of Jeremiah Kun in the Unity Party? Are you concerned?
I don't know if he has taken over. I know that he's, as the vice president, he will influence. But has he taken over? Then it means a lot. Why you have a sitting president and another.
So taking over in the broad term, he caught in the shot. I mean, he's not taking over from the president, but he's caught in major shots.
The government, when the VP will call the shots and not the president. If that's the case, then it says a lot.
What's your final message for your CDC and fans and followers out there and those that want to be as well?
The CDC partisans and supporters.
Yeah, I said followers. I said followers. But you got to understand here, right? You have your supporters, people that are in your cycle. You have people that are on the fans, right? They are your fans, right? Yeah. They're thinking whether they should come join you or whether go back to Unity Party. So what's your message for those on the fence?
So, like I said, for them to see that, first thing to the partisans, let me start with that, to remain resilient because we're facing a whole lot of challenges from the government, challenges because there is a determination to erase the party. We're fighting back in every way, and for them to remain strong and to continue with their belief in spite of the tough times. That's one. Then to those who Well, because they listened to some of what happened, they were not sure, they were promised. You know, there's still a big tent. CDC has a very big tent that you can fit in, and you need to calm down so that we can work to fix, you know, all of these fake rescue thing that I'm talking about, and where they do nothing, you know, significant to meet what they promise, you know, so that we can work together to move in a more dynamic way, you know, with the CDC, you know, and we're open to collaboration with other political parties. You know, we have exemplified that we want to cooperate, and we're continuing to deepen our engagement with these other members of not just political parties, but other prominent individuals in society who have political stake in the country. So thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate you bringing me on.
Yeah, but before that, on the serious note, it's good to have you. Damo, can you come on while we wish the commissioner good night? It's good to have you, and a lot of people follow the show today. It's always good that you can stop by. Let's discuss national issue in the interest of the country. We wish your party well. We wish your people, your followers, your partisans, and everybody, send my regards to Avin. We say, I admire him. I admire his fighting spirit. You know, I'm calling his name purposely because he's a young fighter. And I want to say to you, because of you, we are engaging with the folks. You stay fighting on. And through it all, I believe that your message today is very sound for the Liberian people home and abroad. So I hope, are you coming back? Will you be vindictive? Will you do a payback? My last question. Because you said 2023 that you will not get Unity Party people any job.
No.
Now everything, let me finish out, and that you will have the last word. You will have the last word to correct me, Chief. And everything this government have done, removing CDC or sedition or the tenure position, going beyond seditions like Mawani Dees, you know, like Samuel Twe, talking about investigation and court orders, and the prosecution on Dimas Kamaya. Are you coming back to pay debt? Will you be vindictive when CDC take over? Have your time to explain this to the Liberian people.
No, but first,
whether you will pay back.
You know, the cut and paste misquote. You know, every political institution, you know, the CDC was a coalition, the Coalition for Democratic Change. You know, I said that when we come back to power, our leadership, the cabinet in the government will be members of that coalition. And I went further and said, I'm not referring to civil servants. So they cut part of it and started spreading it around, but the truth is the truth. You know, so when you have a coalition and forming a government, meaning the administration, the cabinet, you have to put people in the cabinet that shares your political ideology and your mission. That's what I said. I didn't say anybody should go be a tenure post or civil servant. In fact, I explicitly said I'm not referring to civil servants and junior officials. That's it's on record.
Will you be vindictive though? Will you persecute this government like this government is persecuting CDC?
People commit offenses will be fair. Will not use the authority of the executive to witch hunt people. That's what we can promise, because that is what is happening now. You know, look at the frivolous lawsuits that are abounding. You know, go and read about what an asset recovery tax force should be. You know, first you have to determine that this asset was acquired illegally, and then you seek to recover it. But what do? They just see you and say, oh, you got 22 taxes, where you got it from? Bam, we asset recovery. That's why they are not winning any cases. And then the thing is because of jury tampering. And look at what happened to Twe. He won the case, and then 10 days later, after the jurors went home, slept to their houses, people went to them. That's the real jury tampering. And they brought him back to say, oh, did the man bribe you? And somebody will say yes, depending on how they are played with. That's not justice. And we're not going to do those things. And it is dangerous, not just for our country, but it's dangerous for the long-term democratic stability of the country, not just for Twe or the other defendants. You know, it's wrong. You let the jurors go home after a verdict, and then 10 days later you bring them back and say you're investigating. Is that how the rule of law is supposed to work? No, and we're not into that.
Will you remove a speaker? Will you remove a speaker?
couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me? All right,
Thank you. I can hear you. If you can hear me.
I will issue that Dama. Can you hear me now? So Dama, I will issue though. When Dama come, the man can hear. Dama, you have an issue. When you come on the man can hear, we're trying to let the man go in peace. I see, Dama, that you bring the good man. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Dama Slangat, I want to say thank you very much. Oh, we hope he can come back to just say bye to the folks. It's been a wonderful conversation, Dama, and I appreciate the Lane Eugene Nangwe discussion today on the Spoon Talk.
Yes, Chief, it's been a good one. We initially said it would have gone for 2 hours, but you know, when the conversation is interesting,
it went for 2 hours though.
When the conversation gets interesting, you know, time isn't a factor, and we look forward to more officials, past and current, availing themselves to the conversation, you know, and saying their own, as you usually say. Is you say your own, I say my own, and let the Liberian people decide. But it's been a wonderful one.
So Damo, we'll be back tomorrow, right? On the issue about this drugs thing, like I said, I want to say thanks to Commissioner Eugene Nangwe. Sorry that he couldn't hear us to say goodbye to the folks. We hope he can come and say his goodbye. But Damo, it was a wonderful conversation with Commissioner Eugene, the Chief of Staff to the former President George Manawia. We open, Mr. Cummings, others will be joining us again to have a conversation moving forward. I'd also like to say that this week will be a wonderful week of discussion here on Spoon Talk. Tomorrow, we have a bunch of information of recordings and statements that will be posted to the Liberian people. They will hear from the horse's mouth itself exactly what folks are saying concerning this cocaine issue in our country. But it is so interesting that Paul King, the brother of Peter King, arrived in the country today all by himself, and the Jones Security took custody of him. He will be answering questions, giving statement as to how the cocaine got to his house and who he working for. And these allegations are huge, and we ask the country, we ask the folks out there to stay tuned. We want to give them what they need to know tomorrow. It's very, very important. On Tuesday, we will be speaking to the former Mines and Energy Minister, Wilmot Pay. Wilmot Pay is coming to tell it all since the president removed him. Dama, he will be coming one-on-one with the CEO on Tuesday to tell it all. This week, like I said, will be a week that you don't want to miss. A conclusion, a dismissal, a suspension will happen this week. President Bouaga will suspend some people. President Bouaga will take action leading to this drugs issue. Again, it is only fair to say the president must act and act now. Those that are in government are connected to the drugs issue, they must be suspended pending investigation. They cannot have them in government working while the investigation continuing. The company GLS must be shut down pending investigation. Forget the concession. The company tried to put on a plane, Brussels Airlines, the cargo of cocaine worth nearly $20 million. The government must take action. This too is Liberia. I want to appreciate you. Whether you seditions or UPIDs or whatever political party, in position or opposition or no position, we want to say to you, welcome to the Spoon Talk. Join us every day, follow us, like us, and be our supporter as we support you with beautiful news. To the deputy manager,
news.
Beautiful news.
But listen, Chief, we started a show with your bubble. You have to end the show with your bubbles. You can't do that kind of thing.
Honestly, I wouldn't want you, maybe he coming back on because I got to go.
Yeah, but we started the show with the bubble, end the show with the bubble now.
I'm anything from the dollar store.
I say from where like,
ain't got no knee on the set at 150.
No per.
Ain't got no knee on it. That 150, my man.
How you key on the show?
So, ladies and gentlemen, I said to you, Damas like on force me to wear this. I want to say it to you. You know, CDC said they're sending people to talk to me, right, Dama?
Yeah.
Somebody said the only person you can talk to Stanton was Stanton to at least listen small. That's a lady in CDC. She's my sister. They call Safwa May Gray.
The only person I can talk to you, eh?
Now, the only person I can talk to is Safwa May Gray. Then maybe I will give them a listening ear because she's my sister. A shout out to Safwa Gray. Shout out to Emma Glasgow. Shout out to Piso City Tar. Shout out to all the beautiful women of CDC. Mawani Deeks, who can beat on her as well. Shout out to all the wonderful, wonderful, beautiful women. People say, why you call Claire? We are baking. I remember going near Claire. We are where we came in. Shout out to Claire. We are. Shout out to Madam Joy Howard Taylor and all.
How can you send a shout out to women on the show? You don't send a shout out to the Spoon Talk men and other people. You send it. But when you take all the shares on, you feel uncomfortable.
I put the shares on and I send shout out. Shout out to all. No, those are my, listen, let me tell you something. Piso City, Safwa May Gray, and all of them, they took care of us when we were in Liberia, and, you know, and they are good people. They are, but we were different on policy. But again, you can ask for Nati Kofa. They got some very, very good sisters, Liberian sister, working for CDC. I don't know about Unity Party. Who do we have in Unity Party that we can call? Which one? Who do we have in Unity Party? Do we have any sister in Unity Party? Can you remind me?
You give me your sister and your cousin there. No, nobody. So
no, seriously. In Unity Party, who do we have? No, CDC, I can name them. I can name the lady, the former LTA board chair, Edwina Zaga. Right? I can name Elizana Zoe. Oh, she in Unity Party now, she working. LDCC, Elizana Zoe. But she's from CDC. Mama C.
You are in a bourgeois. Somebody say you know that chance.
No. Let me tell you, I'll beg you.
But
no,
you don't give me fun.
No, but Dama, this is a big news though. Where are some of the females we have in Unity Party? Can you name some of them?
I don't know what level you need me on your sister.
No, there any level, sister, family friend, you know.
I know nobody in common.
In Unity Party, right? Who do we have? I'm serious. Oh, we have women, but women is not open. When women are closed, you know. And my cousin at the Ministry of Health. And my friend at Enfield, Dr. Kamano. And who else again? That is right. I'm not going to name Sarah Beslow. Sarah Beslow, that's my friend. She's my friend. We are talking about real open people there in CDC. Safwa May Gray, Emma Glasgow, and Piso Celita, Mawani Dees, and Edwina Zakpa, and Zana Zoe, and can we name them? Who else again? Who we have? Oh, Ice cream from the port. Ice cream, right? But guys, man, listen, I want to say thanks to Commissioner Eugene Lane Nangwe.
You know you let the block be there.
No. My man, I'm hungry, but leave me alone. We have a wonderful show, though. I know, but on a serious note, though, I really want to know, right? Let's compare the CDC women with the Unity Party women.
But today, I follow the understand why you using Father's Day. But you can do it on Monday now. Dedicated to the women.
Monday will be a wonderful show, Dama. Monday, we got recording, we'll be playing for the drugs issue. Monday, we'll be showing statements that were given by those people, written document statements from those suspects. Monday, we'll be calling names of people involved from the government that lined themselves up to put themselves on the drugs operation, the cartel, where it came from in the government. People that are in the government that work alone. But how did the drugs get in Paul King house? Who are the players? Who in the government protected Paul King on the first shipment, the second shipment as alleged? It would be a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show tomorrow. First come, first serve. We will start the show with a recording. The recording is 1 hour recording. You will hear the explanation from start to finish. We ask you to join us again. I'm probably going to bring Oscar Brown. I spoke to him today. He found a way he would tell his story You don't want to make the show tomorrow. We want to say thanks a lot. We say thank you, Lane Eugene Nangwe, for coming up again and speaking on behalf of your party, CDC. That's me. That's just for the Liberian people. I'm not a party person, and that's the way it is, bro. That's all, folks. That's all, folks.
Thank you, Doctor. Yeah. So it's going to be a late day on the program. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And, you need to join us Tuesday as well. It will be a wonderful
Tuesday
program.
will be having Women Pay is accusing Jeremiah Kuhn of influencing the president to dismiss him. Women Pay is saying that the government is cheating the Liberian people on billions of dollars of natural resources that is shipping all of the country. Women Pay is saying that what he about to say on Tuesday, it will be like writing a book to say it all. He know it. He been there, and he do believe that this government shouldn't spend a daylight further in office. I don't know. Women Pay is coming up. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to be the conduit, right? That people will come and take the question and say what they want to say, because this too is what Darius was saying. Darius said, I'm saying $200, he won't get it to the community thing. You heard that? But that one, are you sending me the money? You heard that?
You don't get it already?
The community thing for operation. I met today Sunday. Let me go in peace. Let me be up again. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a good, happy Father Day. Happy Father Day to my father-in-law, Kotupi Moba. Again, may my dad rest in peace. Happy Father Day to him in heaven as he celebrated Father Day. We want to wish him well. Happy Father Day to me, to all my nephew. Happy Father Day to my brother, Jeremiah Witherspoon. Happy Father Day to my in-law, Mark Ajivon. Happy Father Day to my brother-in-law, Donald Morba. Happy Father Day to my nephew, Fafinin Dempster, Siafa Dempster. Happy Father Day to the pastor, Reverend Jimmy James of the Jubilee Christian Worship Center. Happy Father Day. To my pastor friend, his name is Raymond Carlson. Happy Father's Day. To this Yoka Wilson, happy Father's Day. Above all, to the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yima Bwaka, happy Father's Day. To the imposition and opposition, Mr. Alexander Cummings, happy Father's Day. Josh Manawia, happy Father's Day. We want to say happy Father's Day to Jeremiah Kwankun, my friend and brother, happy Father's Day. And all of you, Edwin Bevan Snow, Darius DeLon, Eugene Nangwe, Nathaniel Fallow McGill, those of you I can remember, I just want to say I wish all of the crew at Spoon Talk, on Spoon Talk, all of the station fathers, Spoon Network, Damo Slanger, Nelson Cole, Zogwe, Yekezi, and all of them. And to my very special friend and representative, they call him Yeke Kuluba, happy Father's Day. I want to say happy Father's Day to all of you, Fede Bala, happy Father's Day, Ambassador David Kwali, happy Father's Day, Tote Ba, and all of you that if I name you, Cousin Wabo, happy Father's Day to you. We wish you all, Dr. the Honorable Pete, Uncle Pete, happy Father's Day to you. Listen, I cannot name everybody down, but I want to wish all the father happy Father's Day. May God bless you. Now, we got one female in our midst. She took care of. I'm with it. I gotta say it. We got one female in our midst. She took care of all of her 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls. The man left her. She been single for almost 20 years. To my sister Glennie, JJ. Happy Father's Day to Sister Glennie. She was the father, she was the mother. We want to say happy Father's Day to her. Jeff Fanatico, happy Father's Day to you, my friend. I heard that the former speaker is here in America. Happy Father's Day to him. And to all of you, we wish you well. We wish you Godspeed till we meet again tomorrow. May God bless you. May God keep you. May God bless our country and these United States. In everything we do, good governance and love for country. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your Father's Day. Good night. Bye-bye, Demo.
Thank you, Chief. Bye-bye to you. Have a wonderful time. Thank you so much, folks, for listening and watching. Spoon Talk returns tomorrow with a very, very fiery edition. As you listen to the CEO, well, you need to come and listen. We're playing you never heard before clips and the rest. All right. Philip Bala, good night. Good night to you. Bye-bye. Have yourselves a wonderful time. Thank you for watching.